No!
It would kill us, and we would all
We would
die.
die!
Yeah, but would you?
No, Connor.
That's
Yes.
not
If you have the button in front of you, tell me
Whether
you want,
we
like,
would
for-
die.
I would do it just to make. I would do it honestly just to make sure that this conversation never has to happen.
Because we would all be dead.
Yeah, exactly. That's a sacrifice.
Imagine we all just sitting in purgatory.
The
and we're
stream
like, "Stop
has
this conversation."
begun. I've elected to start the stream.
Imagine you
stream-
arrive
stream
in
started.
heaven and God is like, what monster has ruined my beautiful creation? And you're like, yeah, man, sun was too bright. Fucking
Spooky
Yeah.
are just
Sorry.
enemies of the sun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it hurt, dude. I don't know. Got that sensitive eye syndrome. The fluorescence hurt my eyes.
Anyway, this conversation started because Spooky desperately likes it when we're wrong.
honestly, snuff out the light, claim your right to a world of darkness.
That's why I like going around at night. I can look at the moon. That's fine.
Yeah, moon is chill. I love the
Yeah.
moon.
Hey, do you want to know
Yeah,
why
yeah,
you can
okay.
see? You want to know why you can see
What
the
is
moon?
Yes, because it reflects the sun. I know. Son of a bitch.
That's another thing that you told me doesn't happen.
I never said that.
I'm pretty because I'm pretty sure in game you were like that's how it works. I think Henry said that or something.
Well, because I think that we were talking about like the sun people that worship the god of
Yeah,
the
and
sun.
they don't
and
yeah.
on the moon, and I think like what the exact context was is they said, well, the only reason that the moon glows is because of the sun. Technically, everything has a small glow. You just can't really see it. But I looked it up. Technically, the moon does glow on its own. We just can't really see it, but it does technically do it.
That is fair.
So it has a glow up.
That is fair.
I think Henry should be euthanized.
I agree. I'm ready to make a new character.
But our baby boy.
Yeah, I think that it's time to put him out to pasture.
Yeah, he's a baby. Well, guess what? We're pro-choice.
Yeah, he's a
Putting
baby.
him in the soup.
It's a very late term abortion. That's
Yeah.
what we're gonna do. Yeah.
Henry, are you pro-abortion? I guess. You'd shoot him. You'd kill him instantly.
Die.
Yeah.
You're so pro-abortion. Why are you
Oh my god.
Pro-choice hates
Henry's
one
too good
life
for our
hack.
group, man.
Yeah, if you're a life cleric, how come you're dying?
What is happening? What is happening? Why are we here?
I don't know.
Question.
I've only had like 4 hours of sleep. I did this to get in character as Jack.
Yeah, he was up all night terrorizing the factories. So
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me. He said he'll be late. Plath will be here.
yeah, he'll arrive when he gets here.
A wizard is never late. He arrives exactly when he means to.
I don't have any music playing. I'm so out of it.
Come on, bro.
Whatever. I don't care. Leave me alone.
Yeah. We can acapella, as we famously do.
No. No, I don't want to listen to that. So, last we left off,
Rude.
our heroes
Go ahead.
went to the beach in the city of Argent's Bay, where they splished and they splashed. And while you guys were there, you met some crabs that were dancing. You got distracted by that for a little bit, built sandcastles or whatever else you do at the beach. But Zay and Brody decided they didn't want to do that. They wanted to go investigate the site of a fallen star a little bit to the south along the shore. And what you guys found was a giant shell of ever-frozen ice. And as Zay approached it, his shield reacted to the fallen star and began to glow brightly. The chunk of broken ice then changed and formed into a creature of the stars itself, a giant salamander, that then began to attack Zay and Brody without hesitation. You fought the creature off until it flew out of the water and deeper into the city, where you assume it now lurks in hiding. Other than that, you guys didn't do too much. Henry learned a little bit more about Bimbody's research into the matter concerning a mutated strand of plant known as Alzorum, which is now mutating and is killing and is kind of lethal. Jack engaged in some Forlin-esque activities at night, and we'll see what fruits of Jack's labor there are in the morning. Other than that, not much else happened. Oh, Brody helped the blacksmith, Elia, build some sort of device so that she can easily use, she can cool the metal of the star-forged metal in it. Yeah, that's all that happened.
Are we coming to the end of our second day? So the items would be good.
Yeah.
We are on our 4th day.
So I think we should be able to pick it up, right?
You can pick it up in the morning, yeah.
We could scratch together some gold.
Yeah,
to
as
pick
it
that
is
up.
the following morning.
Well, Brody can help with the gold on that part.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we said it was going to be 100 from Brody, 100 from Jack.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that'd be neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that'd be a good way to start. Just heading to the blacksmith and getting our stuff.
Sure. You guys can all head to the city central smithy to speak to Elia. You'd all approach. It's rather early in the morning. The sun has just risen on a new day. You would
Yes,
see
isn't-
the plumes of smoke coming out of the chimneys, the 3 chimneys of the blacksmith. It seems like she is already hard at work this morning. And as you'd enter, you'd see her brother. Kind of looks at all of you. He's currently doing that thing where he's like flicking like a football-shaped piece of paper. You guys know that game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm,
He's
yeah.
kind of shooting that through like a makeshift like goalpost he made. And as he sees all of you, he misses and whiffs it. And he's like, "Ah, it's you guys. Here to pick up your stuff?"
Yeah, we're here to pick up our stuff, both for my friend Jack here, big man Brody, and the shield for myself.
Well, you didn't give her the shield.
Oh right, I have to give you. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a whole process. And also, I think she needs to talk to you about it. I'll go get her. Elia! After a few moments, she would come out. She's covered in soot and sweat already this morning. She says, "You're just in time. I finished your items. They were a real pain in the dick. But I
Yeah,
got 'em."
I'm glad you managed to do it. It's some weird, funky blood magic in there. So.
Yeah, there's some tormented souls that I had to beat back with a hammer.
Oh, there's souls in there.
Yeah,
Oh, yikes. Okay.
It was not
Well,
a joke.
no. Yeah, there's real dead people, that died and their souls are trapped in this.
Probably fine. I mean, whenever you eat a chicken sandwich, the chicken soul is in there.
I don't think chickens have
I don't-
souls.
I don't think they talk back either.
Either way, like I
Never
said,
eat your chicken sandwich, Brody.
are chickens vegan?
Oh no, not again! Not again!
that sounds like
I've just never heard an argument to say otherwise. I don't know.
that sounds like a stupid train of thought. Anyway, your magic items. She goes in the back. She takes out a trunk, and she will place the small trunk on the desk, on the front desk, and then she will open it. Inside, on the left side, there is a small blackened helmet. It's a blackened helmet that can sort of. It almost has like the shape of a skull, like the top part of a skull, but the bottom part is missing its jaw, and it can sit upon the head. That would be this item. The Skull of the Forgotten. The next item would be it's like a red iron band. It's almost like it's an armband basically, and it's made of this sort of like blackened reddish iron, much like the ore that it was forged from, and it's
Oh, no, no.
surprisingly
It's
flexible.
not a red armband.
It's mostly black and it's made of metal. You're fine. And this is the tormented tourniquet.
Sick.
Tight.
Yeah, these are the items. Be careful attuning to them. Like I said, it was made from some pretty strange material, so just be careful.
The tourniquet is dripping in blood. It's kind of crazy.
Wouldn't worry about it.
I trust you implicitly. It's fine.
Okay.
And then the skull, Brody. This is a bold look. Putting a skull on top of your already kind of scary metal head.
Why not? It fits the look.
I mean, maybe I'll give you like advantage on intimidation checks or something.
Do both of you want to attune to them?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Both of you roll a d6, unless Jack, you already want one of the side effects.
I think Jack just automatically fails.
Yeah. So Jack, you get. Well, here I'll send you the message of the one you get. I'm guessing. Well, unless you want to roll.
I don't. I'll roll anyway.
Okay, roll a d4 for you. Oh, okay, Brody. Okay, Brody, you get this one.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Jack, all right, you guys can tell me if this is something you want to roleplay. Alan, you get this one. Jack, you get this one. You get that one. Yeah. You can tell me if
that's
not...
gonna be fun.
Yeah, you can tell me if you guys don't want that. You can get another one.
Jack is like kind of like admiring it, and he just like reaches into his like back pocket and pulls out an alchemist's frost and just like spritzes himself with it. Yeah, it's great.
Is it like current or past?
It's amorphous. It's just noise.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Those are your items, and those are your items quarks. Both very different.
Fucked up.
Brody looks very unfazed. by this
Actually,
for now.
should we tell people what you guys got?
Yeah, I think.
I wanna know,
I think
yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
So Brody got, whenever you kill a sentient creature, you hear whispers in your mind, cries of fear and sadness. Jack's is you feel the need to get watered.
Yeah. Based.
Yeah, it's because it's a plant item, because it was technically made from plants.
Because Jack is thirsty.
Yeah. So yeah, Jack needs to be watered regularly, and Brody is haunted by demons. The other
just another Tuesday.
The other options you could have gotten is you feel the urge to get into gardening, and whenever you touch plants, they shrivel at your touch. And if you
Real
ble-
quick, all I
You
can
guys got
think
the
of
fun
at the whole thing of like, every time he kills a sentient creature, all I think of is that fucking D&D live stream where he killed the clown.
I
And
love
he gets possessed by that clown.
I love referencing other streamers on my stream. All right, so you guys got
my stream, you dare!
How dare you say another name?
all right.
No.
So that's what you guys get.
Alright.
You guys have your items now.
Yeah. Brody's just vibing with the helmet for now because he's not doing anything right now.
By the way, if you want the items to look different, they can. I know I asked Connor which one he wanted.
Yeah.
By the way, it's a
What?
tourniquet. You don't have to put it on your arm. You can put it on like your dick or whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
You wear it. It's a band.
Make like a nice belt.
Yeah, you can make it into a
Also-
cock ring or a anklet or a
Yeah.
choker.
All
or
of a sudden, like during combat, all of a sudden we hear a. And
Yeah.
it's just-
Ah! Oh god. That'd be awful.
Jack can make it. Jack about to make an unarmed strike as a bonus action, if you know what I mean.
Hmm. Hmm.
God.
Hmm. There's gonna be 2 wanted posters, one for Forlin and one for Jack, but they're not for the same
Yeah.
reason.
Indecent exposure.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack gets put on a list.
And it's not the same list as for.
Yeah, it's not the terrorist watch list. Terrible. Alright.
I'm not going to expand there.
Alright.
Real
So,
quick, because I forgot. Do the magic items that Metamalaga gave us take up attunement?
Yes.
some of them. I think all of them. Your charms don't. I believe so. For the most of them. Let's see. Yeah, dagger. Yeah, your dagger. Dagger of Bat's blessing. Angel's staff. Yeah, the devotee censer. The gavel. Yeah, they all require attunement.
Okey-dokey.
And we can attune to 3 items, correct?
Yep. You
Correct.
can have 3 items attuned unless you're an artificer, and then
Yeah,
they get
unless
more.
you're Brody.
Yeah, he gets
Brody
more
hasn't
later.
got that yet.
Yeah, he gets more later. He can have up to what, like 6 at max level?
Yeah, it's
5.
something.
I think it's 6. I think like at level 20 you get 6.
Oh yeah.
I think so. I think that's their cap.
And that
spell.
I could also use the attunement items as like things to prevent me from dying.
Yeah, you can start breaking attuned items.
Stuff that you can make later as an artificer is nutty.
You can get a feat that lets you attune to an additional magic item.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. Cool. Alright, so. Yeah, you guys get the item. Elia would look to Zay.
Mhm.
And be like, alright, so. You. And your shield, right?
Yeah, me and my shield.
New music. Play this, I guess. So, listen. So, your shield, it's going to take some serious time to make, or to reforge
right.
it effectively. We might have to be here for a whole day, maybe 24 hours or more. And also, you're going to need to be there.
Oh wow, okay. No, if that's what I have to do, I will for sure be here to help the process.
Yeah, with an item like this, specifically, I'm gonna need you here. Like I said, we're forging this item not just to reforge it to make it better, we're also making it for you. And as a part of my process, I need the person who's gonna be wielding it to help me. I know it may seem strange, but it is important. So just trust me. But that being
Yeah, of course,
said,
you're the professional.
if you're busy or whatever with your mercenary business or whatever, you're gonna have to carve out an entire day for it. So, whatever business you have in the city that you want to work on, I want to do it now before you have to take a day. Unless you just want to start.
I guess at this point I'll turn to the rest of the group and say, guys, what do you think the game plan is for today? Do you think today is going to be the type of day to where you guys can handle everything yourselves? Because I think we were talking about going to the docks, probably finding more information, trying to get in with the Archmage, I believe it was. But yeah, no. What do you guys think you're gonna get up to today or tomorrow?
To make it easy on you, I'm not starting today. I'm gonna start tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just finished working overnight to make your other 2 items. I'm not doing it today. We can start tomorrow at the earliest.
Right. Okay. definitely makes sense.
Yeah, she looks very tired. She's like, I also have some backlogged swords I need to get shipped out. But I digress. Just whenever you're ready, just come back and I'll take it.
Of course. But yeah, in that case, guys, let's try to get our stuff done, and then tomorrow, I'll be busy, and you guys can do your thing. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I appreciate your skills are just amazing. I can tell already by the weird blood items that you made that it's quality.
Well, I appreciate the compliments, but save them until after your shield's forged. Like I said, I've never worked with metal like that before, so we'll just have to see what we can make out of it.
Gotcha.
Brody would produce the 100 gold pieces that is required to finish the payment.
Thank you.
Before we forget, here's the payment.
The other 100?
Here's mine as well.
Thank you. Thank you for your patronage.
Thank you for your time and effort and allowing me to be of assistance.
Of course. Thanks for the conversation.
Of
Kind
course.
Gives a nod to all of you. I'm gonna go drink myself to sleep and rest for the rest of the day. Loak, tell everyone we're closed. She leaves.
There. Oh. Which shall we tackle first?
I think Henry was mentioning wanting to go to the docks to ask around for some information about some illness. What was it again? I don't exactly remember.
Well, I sort of just wanted to go down and talk to different people. It was Professor Bimbody sort of reminded me that if I wanted to see new illnesses and sicknesses, I might have better luck down at the docks because I've never actually dealt with any kind of like sea sicknesses like scurvy or anything else. So this is really, I'm not after any kind of specific knowledge. I'm kind of just going down there to explore.
New illnesses just dropped.
Apparently.
New illnesses just dropped. Oh my god.
Is he calling them dirty?
No.
Is he saying that they're dirty people?
No.
I think it's more just it's just hard work being a sailor.
Well, if scurvy, for example, is because you don't have enough vitamin C because you're on the ship and, you know, things like that fruit, they rot. You can't keep them. So there are a lot of illnesses that crop up just from, like, nutrient deficiencies. And also being a sailor is very dangerous, so you get a lot of injuries.
What do you mean? They shouldn't have a vitamin C deficiency. They're on the fucking ocean.
Ah, good one.
I thought it was nice.
Brody gives you a hand up for a high five.
He jumps for it.
Yeah, it's very high up.
Henry puts his head in his hands.
Yeah. Ferrix like goes above the clouds.
It jumps too high.
Forgets that his charm does his thing, and he's like, oh, fuck.
Jumps through the ceiling.
Hope. Is
So
it
yeah,
a
no,
pressing
Henry,
matter,
we've
or-
done like our thing for the past like day or two for here in the city. So yeah,
Do
no,
Do I have work today? Or can I just go to the docks?
Well, I
Fuck,
mean,
what's my schedule?
technically, yes, you do have work at like noon, but I mean, I don't know. You could always go talk to him, or you could just go before you have to go.
Okay, if this is early enough in the morning, yeah, then we can go to the docks.
Yeah, you guys went to Elia's pretty early, like pretty early.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we were
that
there
should
at
be
6
fun.
a.m. for the nectar.
The dock should be awake at this hour.
Of course.
Yeah, I think they're morning risers. So
Yeah, alright.
Well,
Sure,
the
yeah.
more sensible ones are early risers.
Sure.
If you guys want to come with me, that'd be great.
Of
Yeah,
course.
sure.
yeah, no, I think it's nice to go on a tour of the city together.
Sure.
Brody
Alright,
would
then.
also start
Head
stuffing
first.
his weapons and headpiece into the bag of holding, because he realizes that it might be unseemly for a robot to be walking around with a skull on his head. to
Sure.
begin
Yeah,
with.
fuck it.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, sure. You.
Decorative. I don't think people would mind that much.
Sure.
I'll be
That's
honest, I thought it was like a small trinket that it was. Like it looks like
Well,
a
I
little
think
skull.
Alan, if you
Held-
told me, didn't you tell me it was a helmet?
Yeah, it was a helmet.
Yeah, that's what Alan said it was going to be.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I must have missed that.
Well, it originally was going to be a trinket, but Alan was like, no, it's a helmet. So I was like, okay, then it's a helmet now.
Yeah, when I made it, I based it off of an item in Shovel Knight. That's why.
Yeah, because didn't you say, because you said yours was going to be like a tourniquet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why they are what they are. Okay, so you guys begin to head to the Great Harbor.
I do think it's hilarious that Brody's just walking around with a candy skull on.
Yeah.
A tarnishing skull that's over his head.
Feeble tarnished.
Although he might readjust it some to allow his horns to get through. Because he realized that there might be not holes for that.
First time he puts it on.
She would have made it with that in mind if she knew who it was being used for.
Okay.
Don't worry, she left you holes.
Sure.
Okay.
So, you guys head to the Great Harbor, the massive dock district, which even at this early rising hour is pretty busy. People are moving to and fro. You see ships are being unloaded as they've just come into port overnight, or they're being loaded up as they're getting ready to leave, probably today. There's a lot of hustle and bustle. You would see all across the Great Harbor all kinds of manner of people. The people that stick out to you the most, though, are the city's port authority, who probably have the biggest attitudes of anyone in the entire country, because they run a very tight ship on the harbor here. Obviously, what the port authority is responsible for is making sure that like all ships that dock and leave are cataloged and accounted for. They're kind of like the parking police of like boats. Yeah, it's kind of like that's kind of who they are. And they take their jobs very seriously. But you are at the Great Harbor, and there are hundreds of ships to interact with. So is there anything specifically you're trying to do, Henry? You're just looking to ask around, or looking for a specific place to go to?
I think what Henry would be looking for is anybody that looks like they could use some immediate healing, and if he didn't see anyone that immediately appeared ill, maybe some ships that just docked, he would check and see if they had anyone that needs any help there, or just kind of, he would basically be like sniffing around to see if he can find anything to do, basically.
Henry, do you think there'd be like a tavern or something like specific to dock workers?
I mean, maybe not. I think we might have more luck with people fresh off a boat, right? Because otherwise, if they'd been here, they could probably just go to the doctor, right?
The doctor?
Oh my god, what is it
Give
with you
Jack a
guys
high five.
today?
I guess it's our punishment.
Eric's also. Eric's is gonna give a high five.
Hey!
He's going around the room.
Finger guns.
So, Henry, make a perception check.
Character sheet.
Could we be assisting him? As part
Help
of
me
this?
perceive.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to
We're
give?
holding him up so he can see better.
Yeah.
We don't need you.
Fuck you guys.
I put Henry back down.
I slap Zay and shove him out of the way.
Henry, there are plenty of ships that have just docked. As you're kind of walking, you see a few look like they've just docked. You see ship captains are doing the necessary paperwork with the port authority, while some of the men are setting foot on land after probably many, many weeks, months at sea. One thing would stick out to you. You see a gentleman who's being helped off of the boat and seemingly into what looks like a makeshift wheelchair on the dock itself. He has this sort of like, he's a human man of like white skin, but he has this like purple infection that has begun to infect, like it seems like it's stemming from his like clavicle up to his lower jaw, and you would get the sense by the way he's sitting, it's probably affecting the rest of his body as well. And it's sort of like this purple swelling, and like the veins on his face are like a dull green color.
Henry would run over and he would talk to people. Excuse me?
You'd see there's a half-orcish gentleman kind of behind him, settling him into the chair, and he's like, "Yeah, well, what do you want?"
Sorry, I'm a cleric, and I'm just sort of walking around the docks, and I can't help but notice that this man seems kind of ill. Would it be all right if I were to take a look at him? I might be able to help.
The half-orc kind of raises a brow and looks to the man, and the man's like, "What's your price?" You notice the side of his face that is swollen is completely numb, and he's kind of talking out of one half of his mouth.
No price, sir. For free.
Ain't nothing for fucking free in Acrozon, mate.
Well, you can pay me in the knowledge that I would get from treating you, because I've never seen anything like this before. Truly, I'm not going to charge you anything, I promise.
Persuasion check.
Alright. I promise on my god, Farnix. Can I get...
Come on, right?
You get advantage.
Anxiety,
You
get out.
you get advantage.
Alright, persuasion. Oh my god, I'm so not good at this.
Hey.
Hey.
So,
You see the half-orcish gentleman kind of looks a little surprised. He's like, patron of the moon goddess. He kind of looks,
Yes.
and the man's like, all right, fine, take a look.
Thank you.
Don't run my fucking pockets while you're down there, all right?
Sure, right, of course. Henry would take a look at this guy.
Medicine
What's
check.
going on with him? What's going on with this bitch? Oh my god, come on, Henry. You got a +9 in this.
Hey.
Alright.
Yeah. He definitely is being afflicted by some sort of slow-acting poison that seems to be causing a great deal of swelling, artery blockage, as well as just general, what would the term be, muscle atrophy? Or paralysis? Is that
Yeah,
better?
paralysis. Can't move.
Yeah. It seems like this is just some sort of, like, slow-acting poison that he has been afflicted with. Kind of checking around his clavicle seems to be where he was bitten. It looks like this guy was bitten by a creature with a big-ass mouth. Whatever bit him hard, and it kind of fucked him up.
Do you know what bit you?
Yeah, I fucking do. It's a goddamn Sahagwan. Fucking fish folk. So they got poison in their veins, they do. And they're fucking shit as hell. They watch you, and then you sink to the water with their sharks lift you out.
That sounds awful, but luckily, I think I can help. Would Henry infer that a lesser restoration would help?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely would.
Alright,
Did
yeah.
you say poison? I actually have proficiency with a poisoner's kit, if that'll help.
Sure, that might.
Lesser restoration's kind of like the cheat solution.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you wanted to doctor, like if you wanted to save the spell slot, you could potentially doctor your way, and like actually try and like drain the poison, and a poisoner's kit would be very proficient at that.
I think right now Henry's trying to like cultivate a little bit of like clout and prove himself a
Yeah.
little bit.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
I was just saying I could try and get you like a sample or something if you want.
Oh, that might be interesting, actually. Yeah. If we can, I mean, if that would be all right.
You want to take a sample of me then? How an hour sample enough?
We don't need a lot, right, Jack?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Uh,
Alright, well, just a little bit now. Keep all my bits intact. I'm not trying to have anymore. I'm trying not to lose any more bits. You
just a tiny
understand?
bit.
Yeah, alright.
All right, yeah,
Is-
just take a
is
just
he-
take a little.
Is he asking for some Ritz? What did he say? Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead, guys. You need
Yeah, I've got...
Say, shut up!
Sorry. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, you making fun of the way I'm talking, right? I'm ill as hell. You're dying over here.
Feel his blood. Get him, Jack. Get his blood.
Poisoner's kit check, I guess.
Sure, okay. Just make a check. 9?
Can I help him?
Yeah,
Can
Henry,
I help
you wanna help?
Sure, your doctor friend helps you find where the vein is. Henry, you watch as Jack knows how to get a poison it's the matter of Jack probably doesn't know where the veins are.
No, that's his artery. No, not that one.
yeah.
Not that one. Not that one.
Jack goes into a blood frenzy.
No, the one
Yeah.
on his arm. Yeah, right there.
Well, Jack would probably. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Jack spends. Well, not that you know, but Jack spends a lot of time with his own blood. It's kind of weird cutting up other people. Yeah, you guys extract a little bit of the poisoned blood. It's turned green.
Ooh, as he does that, I would pop off this.
Yeah, you watch as the swelling goes down and he almost deflates like a balloon ever so slightly. As he the poison begins to fade, he's like, "Oh, I can feel myself getting better. I'm getting better." You notice
It's worse.
Yeah, his voice he somehow gets harder to understand.
More unintelligible.
Yeah. The guy, his skin is still purple, but the greenness in his veins seems to have faded. The swelling has gone down instantly, almost cut in half. His skin is still purple. You would get the sense that's probably a residual side effect. It'll probably go away in some time. But you do kind of see, he seems very tired, but he's like, "Oh, I can't bloody believe it, you fixed it."
I'm happy that I could help. Do you feel all better now?
I feel mighty better. I can finally fucking talk.
Excellent. Definitely be more careful around those fish folk then.
Yeah, well, sometimes, they see a small ship coming and they decide to jump it and, try and take what's theirs, and we gotta fight them off.
Right.
Hey, thanks, and, this is really for free, yeah?
Totally.
Oh,
Tell your friends.
alright, yeah. This is way better than having to go to the Temple of Vindicta. They charge over there. Can you believe that?
I mean, supplies aren't free, but I think
yeah.
that healing should be.
Yeah. Well, it would beat having to go to quiet hours. That's where you get stabbed.
Well, technically we did stab you a little bit here, but thank you again.
You said quiet hours? People stab people there? Wait, what was that?
Oh, it is. Well, alright. The Temple of Vindicta is where most sailors go, because, they run an honest business. But there's another place, it's called the House of Quiet Hours. It's in the inner city in Southtown. I've heard mates, they've gone to there for healing, and, it's alright. They're kind of for the poor folk. You ain't got no money. They do it for free over there, but they're poor as shit. They ain't exactly got no good supplies. They sort of, I think they've gotten worse since the old mistress died. What, like a decade ago or half a decade? I don't fucking know.
Oh wow, was that the main cleric?
Yeah, they had a cleric. She was pretty good. Then her mistress died, and I think her little daughter took over. And well, she's not half the cleric her mother was.
Henry files away this information for later. Do you know anybody else that's injured? And he kind of looks between the guy and the orc behind him.
We actually have a couple of men on board who could use some treatment. Not as bad as this. Frank here, he caught the brunt of it. But we actually have some men who sustained some injuries in the fight with the Sahagin.
I'd be happy to help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can go. He will lead you on board. He will walk you through the crew. They're sailors. They tease you, they berate you, but every time you mention that you are a worshipper of Pharnix, they do respect you. You get the sense they respect you in the way that sailors respect each other, which is maybe not the most common.
Yeah, they're still shitting on him, but like it's not like that they actually don't like him. But I don't know if Henry can tell the difference. That they're bullying him.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting less shit on.
His hands are like shaking as he
It's like lovable ribbing, but like he's just like surrounded by this big sailor dude, and he's like, oh god, oh fuck.
A lot of these wounds probably don't need spells. It's just mostly a matter of making sure they don't get infected. Or any
Clean them up with some water, bandage them up.
Yeah, it looks like this ship didn't have a proper surgeon. So they probably just kind of
I do a bit of sewing.
You clean a couple infected cuts.
Chew bubble gum
stabs.
to close the wound.
Yeah. You
some liquid bandage in there.
Yeah, you can definitely spend the better part of a couple hours doing this. What are the rest of you doing? Just kind of walking around? Keeping Henry occupied?
Or just look around, trying to make sure that nobody tries to jump him since it's a very busy area. That probably pickpockets are probably going to be very bountiful.
But do we? I'm also gonna keep an eye out for there's a specific name for them, but like the dock police,
The Port Authority, yeah.
Port Authority. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keeping an eye out, see what they're up to.
Yeah, the Port Authority are kind of dressed. How do I put this? They're dressed kind of obnoxiously. They have sort of these like red military style jackets, sort of like tall black boots, sort of like white beigeish pants, and then they have those like they have like the big tall hats from the Nutcracker. I don't know what those hats are called, but they wear those, so they stick out. Like you can.
Very tall ones.
Yeah, they're like the big tall hats that are very narrow, and they have the bill on the front. They wear those. They stick out.
It's the British police.
Yeah, well, no, not the British police ones. They're
The Russian ones.
yeah,
What's all this then?
yeah. Hold on. I think
I
you
know
guys.
It's
Are
the
they-
big tubes.
Don, I got a question
Kind of.
for you.
I know what you're talking about. Just imagine that track.
Yeah.
Don, do they stand?
They're
still
like
anywhere,
these
like,
things.
stand by
It's this
guideposts?
thing. It's this thing.
Do they crack your nuts?
Yeah. Okay.
It's like one of these,
Oh.
but they're like tall. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, these are cringe. Okay.
These are bloody cringe.
Fucking cringe in it.
Yeah.
Jack
Got a
is just like
license for that
following
hat.
Henry around and spraying people with Neosporin.
You got a
I like
license to park at that dock.
I'd like to think that they're just standing near like the dock gates and whatnot, and then every so often Ferrex goes over and tries to make them flinch.
They're not. They flinch. They don't. They're not like the British Royal
Aw,
Guard. They
damn it.
flinch and they okay, yeah. So you go and what do you do to make them flinch? Do you just go boo?
Oh no, I'm thinking they're like the perfectly still British guards. That's what I
No,
thought
they're
they were.
walking around and they're busy
Oh,
and
well,
they have
no, never
they have
mind.
their
They start crying.
they have their police brutality sticks at their side. They're yelling at people at various hours of like, you can't park there. Your sails need to be at least 5 feet up from the halfway point of your mast. It's for safety reasons. Yeah, no, they're horrible. Everyone hates them. All my homies hate the Port Authority.
Zay does the air jerk off motion in their direction.
Hey! You can't do that! And you disappear.
What?
I'm
No,
assuming.
Stretching my hand. Don't worry about it.
You must go out to sea before you proposition another man.
Yeah. No, we're not that kind of fantasy setting. You can do that.
You're not seamen.
Yeah, no. Yeah, all right. All right. So, you guys heal a ship, and you spray them with Neosporin.
What time is it? Would I have time to go to the quiet place, the quiet hours, or?
It's like 10:30. You probably have time if you guys
Alright.
want to go to the tent.
I love that movie.
Yeah. Oh, that movie
I
was
love
really
that.
scary. I didn't like that movie.
You
What
know,
is
like
this
any of the
movie?
scary movies we go to see. Fucking disappointing.
This is an action movie.
It was a really experimental film. It was a play, but nobody talked during the entire thing. And the wackiest part was it was a musical.
I screamed a little bit and they threw me out.
Oh, here's what I don't get. I don't fucking speak sign language, and that's all they use to talk. They didn't have subtitles or nothing.
You should learn it. It's easy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna look to one of the guards and flip them off.
Yeah, Ferrex.
Hey! Hey, you can't do that! Hey!
Henry slaps his hand.
He blows a
What?
whistle. He blows a whistle and he starts walking towards you all.
Oh my god, blow a whistle, run!
Oh, it's sign language. It's sign language.
Oh, I know what that means!
Henry grabs.
Okay, what's it
Ferrex
You can't
by the
plead
scruff.
ignorance!
Henry grabs Ferrex by the scruff and starts like running down.
Yeah, you guys scatter! Scatter! Yeah, you guys run away from the guards as they try to get to you, but it's a busy district.
Ferrex
And
underarm.
they're not gonna chase you for flipping them off that
Are
long.
you fucking holding me like a goddamn
Yeah,
football?
I'm holding him like a football, and we're running down the fucking.
Everybody's running, but Brody would just go to the other side of the ship and jump.
Brody jumps in the water. Fully
He
leaps
does, he's like-
in the water.
He knows they're not going to chase him into the water.
There's like a cannonball splash, and Brody, you sink to the bottom of the bay. All right, Brody, it's nice. Brody, it's nice down here. It's dark.
A lot of water rains on Jack, and he looks really refreshed for some reason.
He like sparkles a little bit and he like,
Ah.
soaks it in.
Yes.
What a
And
weird...
Brody would just go down a length and then pop back up, thinking that it should be far enough away.
Yeah, Brody climbs his way back up eventually.
There's an octopus like attached to Brody's
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
It looks
head.
like a Cthulhu rising from the deep. People start screaming.
He doesn't notice it at all. He's like, why are they screaming?
Oh my
Are
god, I
you
need to
running?
look the grower
Why are
got
you
it.
running? I like to think that we're just running away from the cops, and I just look up at Henry. So that wasn't a sign language.
I mean, technically, I guess, but I don't think that that's the kind of language that you want to sign at some guards.
Cross my arms, and I'm fucking pouting.
Alright, I carry Ferrick's underarm to the quiet hours place.
All right, so just the two of you go, or do the
And
rest
let-
of you follow? I'm assuming.
I would have mentioned it
Yeah.
to the others. I don't know if they would know to meet back up there.
Yeah, I think we're in for the long haul.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else that Brody is aware of
Okay.
that we need to do besides the Archmage.
Okay, you guys go to the House of Quiet Hours, which is like over here-ish. You would go, and obviously Southtown is the district of the city that is a little bit rough and tumble. It's where a lot of people live. It's kind of the shady part of town a little bit. But you would go, and you would see the House of Quiet Hours. It's a humble building, is the way to put it. It's a wooden stone building, and it's pretty in disarray. It seems to have had a lot of repairs done to it over the probably many years it's been up. It seems to have... it has like a big sign on the front of it. That obviously says the House of Quiet Hours. And the sign has on it a bed. And kind of above the bed is what looks like a lyre. Like the instrument. You would acknowledge this, Henry, more specifically. This is probably the holy symbol, or something similar to it, of Merendo. Merendo is the goddess of the sick and the infirmed. Or not goddess, god. He is the god of the sick and the infirmed. He's often associated with the end of people's life. And usually giving care to people who are kind of chronically ill and or about to die.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, and it's often said that Merendo as a god is being the child of the harvester, who's simply the god of death. Merendo is often said to soothe people with song at the end of their life, hence the musical symbolic nature of the god. Inside the House of Quiet Hours is very... It's also in disarray. The building has obviously seen a lot of hardships, but it is cleaned for the most part. It seems like there is a busy staff of people that walk around in sort of gray-colored robes. They make sure everything's clean. They take food and other various medications and things to tons of different rooms. It is a rough affair. It's very busy, it seems. A lot of people are here. There's like almost like a small waiting area by a front desk with a lot of people that are just kind of sitting and waiting. It's rather busy even at this hour of day. It's not like you know, like you're getting knocked over kind of busy, but the staff here look worked. And you would notice another surprising detail. The staff are a mix of either very young people or rather old people. It does not seem like the staff look like many of them are probably children, maybe like 16 in that age range, or they're very, very old, like possibly like 60, 70.
Interesting. Could Henry identify someone that looks like they might be in charge?
You would see the person who looks like they are in charge is this young half-elven girl. She's probably mid to early-ish 20s. Hang on. Hold on, this character has a description. I'm gonna read it. Ugh. So many tabs. Arden's Bay, clergy.
The character in the game is T-posing.
Yeah.
As he's loading. Yeah.
She's sort of a black-haired girl, early to mid-20s. She's gray-eyed, sort of freckled skin. She seems to be the one issuing most of the orders to the people. Seems to be like telling people, take water to this room, make sure so-and-so gets their medication, etc. You would also notice whenever someone will come up to her and be like a young assistant comes up to her and is like, Mr. La Rosa, Mr. Jonathan in room B, he needs healing. And she kind of exhales and is like, I can't give him any healing magic, not today. He just needs to deal with the pain for a little longer. Just tell him that and keep him occupied, please. It would seem to be she is also the only cleric, like proper cleric.
Henry would approach her.
Yes, sir. How can I help you? If you need to be treated, we can send someone to get you a room.
No,
in a moment.
I don't need treatment. My name is Henry Abbott. I'm a cleric of Farnix. I'm from the Moonlit Monastery. I'm just visiting town, and I was told that this was a place that could maybe use some help. I'd like to help, if that would be okay.
You're a cleric of Farnix.
I am.
She kind of looks a little surprised, but she goes, okay, well, if you're a volunteer, then we always are accepting volunteers. Yeah, absolutely.
My friends aren't clerics, but they can help too. Henry shoots everyone a very pointed look.
I do have some divine energy. I do have a little bit of lay on hands that I could use for mild diseases, but my friend here, Henry's the real professional as far as healing goes.
I can help physical injuries.
We can all help.
Right. Well, we could use the help. All right. Well, first, who all has healing magic?
Henry raises his hand.
Brody would raise his hand, but it's a little wavy one to where it'll clarify. I can only do physical wounds. I cannot cure illnesses or any statuses.
Perfectly fine. Okay. I need you two. She points to Zay and Brody. Upstairs on the 3rd floor, we have a couple people. They've been here overnight. They've had some pretty bad wounds, broken limbs, that sort of thing. Please treat them. And if I know you might not have proper medical training, but just talk to them as you would talk to anyone else. We've wrapped them up as of now, but if you can get them at least better, on a better accelerate the healing process a little bit, that would be grateful.
Of course.
Message received.
Brody proceeds, but very carefully because he doesn't know how well the second story would handle his weight.
Brody, watch your step.
Heavily.
Yeah.
Dust falls from the
You watch your step. You're careful. She would kind of look and she'd be like, sorry, what's your name? Points to Jack.
His name's Jack.
Sorry, I'm making a sandwich. I'm Jack. Don't worry about the fact that I'm making a sandwich right now.
Oh,
He has low blood sugar. It's fine. Ignore it.
that's all right. Actually, if you want, you can help. Well, Well, you said you were an alchemist of some kind? You had medicine or something?
He's really good at pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, I'm a pharmacist by trade, so I have some, stuff with me.
Actually, we have a room in the back. If you'd be so kind, if you'd like, you can potentially help create some of the tablets of medication we use. We have mortar and pestle and a few apothecary grade ingredients back there. If you'd be interested, the recipes are all back there. We don't have anyone who's very quick at it. We just mostly have people using cheat sheets.
Yeah, I can hop over.
Yeah. You go in the back and you see a makeshift apothecary of sorts. It's a very humble affair, and they have a lot of ingredients, not all kept the best, but your expertise, you can just start going. You can start making easy, simple pain relievers, ointments, that sort of thing.
Jack is like looking at like an expired ingredient, and he's like, "Oh wow, these people die."
Yeah.
Expired 3 years ago. It's crazy.
She would kind of look to Henry and she'd be like, all right, well, if you're a cleric, might I ask, your friends called you a professional, and I don't mean to doubt your skills at all, but how professional?
Well, I'm from, my family, everyone is a cleric. I'm from a monastery, that's all we do. I have access to, some second level spells. I can do some lesser restoration.
She looks a little surprised. That's quite the pedigree. Well, if you could, if you are a professional, then if you could please start making the rounds here on the first and second floor. We have a lot of people who might be sick, and obviously medicines take time to work, and some of them, it's a trial and error process. If you could help put some of these people on the right path using some magic, that would be greatly appreciated. I understand you might not want to expend all of your energy today, so
No, that's fine now. All the magic I have is yours.
Well, then, please, by all means. She'll kind of get you situated with the layout. And
Is there anyone that needs me immediately? Or is it just sort of...
We have no emergencies at the moment, but we occasionally get them. But that usually comes in the evening. But at the moment, we are okay. We have no emergency surgeries that are needed or anything. It's mostly just people who are sick and infirmed, and we do have some people whose progress is going backwards. They were making progress and now they're getting worse.
I think that Henry would make his rounds, and he would try and just do regular first aid as much as he could, and keep the spell slots, but if anyone really needed it, he would obviously use magic when needed. But I also think walking around, he would take note of all, like, the children and how overworked everyone is, and he would be kind of mentally, I think, making some notes on perhaps ways that this place could be more efficient, or maybe considering, like, if he sees, like, a kid doing something that's, like, not correct first aid wise, he would try and, like, share knowledge with them and, like, explain things to people.
Sure, yeah. The aid is greatly appreciated. You could very easily get stuck in. There is a lot of work to be done here. There are dozens of patients crammed into this 3-story building. There's a lot of people. You get it's funny because this place is not a monastery, but it has a similar vibe. You see many of these rooms have occupants that have probably lived in them for quite a long time. Many beds have been, this place has been lived in. People have used it for quite a while. There's art pieces, there's decorative things. A lot of it's probably been donated. It's an interesting vibe because it reminds you a lot of the monastery, but it's so much busier. The monastery was busy by virtue of their craft and their excellence, but you get the sense
they were also adults who were like professional clerics by trade. This kind of just
biggest difference though is this place is in the center of a major city, and so it's just the sheer amount of medical aid required at any given time, because you do start to notice people, it never really stops. People are always coming in, they always have an issue. It ranges from like, I have a headache and my kid is like sick, to like, you know, I think I can't move my arm. And so it's a lot of that. And it's just, it's kind of constant at all hours. And it, you know, yeah, there's a lack of professionalism here. It is mostly people doing their best. It's very old people who have probably been working a very long time trying to teach very young volunteers how to do this. But the main thing you would notice, this place doesn't accept a dime. There is no money to be had. Occasionally you might see people give donations, but it is, there does not seem to be a requirement for money. It's a strangely virtuous task in a city where money is king.
I think Henry would work there until noon, and then when he was leaving, he would tell the lady. I'm sorry, what's her name again? The main one.
Her name is. They seem to be referring to her as Mistress La Rosa.
La Rosa. All right. He'd be like, I have to go. I have a prior engagement, but I get off in the evening. I can come back then.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Seriously, even a few hours helped a lot. Thank you again. She gives you a bow.
Henry kind of like stiffly bows back, and he kind of glances at the others if he can see them, kind of like questioningly whether or not they want to use him as an excuse to exit, or if they want to stay and help.
Actually, technically, I've worked too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how successful is the rest of the group? Like, what does the upstairs situation look like, and how would healing the other people help?
So you get an odd vibe. So some of the people upstairs, some of the wounds, it's like, oh yeah, I fell off a ladder and I fucking broke my leg, and it looks like it was triaged, and just using a little bit of magic. I'll say, however effective you want to be, you can just expend lay on hands points equal to however effective you want to be here. So if you want to like dump them all and just kind of, you know, help a lot of people, you can, or it's up to you.
Yeah, I would definitely dump them all first using lay on hands. If they have any diseases, I'll use like 5 lay on hands to neutralize it.
Yeah.
If there's more, I'll use slots of cure wounds.
Yeah, I will say you can expend as many resources as you honestly feel you should. There's enough people here that you could probably use all of your resources a couple times over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like if you want to spend all of them, you could help out a lot of people. If you just want to like you want to put your spells to the test.
I'll use all of my lay on hands and a cure wounds or 2 on the bad looking people.
Yeah. You would notice the first and the second floor seem to be a lot of the there's a lot of patients on the first and second floor that look like they're in pretty rough shape. Specifically though, the third floor, you would notice, is where they seem to keep a lot of their younger patients. And so you'd probably heal some of the young patients. And some kids probably poke at you. They're like, "You're blue. Why are you blue?"
Yeah, I am. You know, it's a long story. I also got horns. Like check this out. I'm kind of a unique looking lad.
Some kids like grab your horns and are like, "Why are they there?"
Why are you?
Yeah, why are you?
It's a long story, but I will say just a lesson for you guys: don't drink mysterious liquids you find in caves.
You see a kid is about to drink some rubbing alcohol and he puts it down.
Slap it out of his hand.
Yeah, you don't let him.
What did I say?
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Some
Anyways,
kids ask Brody like, "What's he? What are you? Are you a guy?"
I'd like to think Brody and Fergus is in the corner trying to help.
Yeah, some of the kids go up to you, Ferrix, and it's weird because some of them are your height. They're like, "You have funny ears."
Yeah, I do.
I'll surround Ferric and say, "One of us,
Yeah, one of us. One of us.
Finally, a new kid.
Yeah, a new child. He is ours. He is one of us.
And some children of the corn shit.
Yeah.
Bro-
Ferrix, I'm guessing you just keep the kids entertained by being weird. I don't know.
I was thinking he was gonna like help run medicine back and forth, but sure, let him fuck with the kids, I guess.
Well, you could do that too. I mean, you're fast. A lot of the kids,
Yeah.
they see how fast you are, and some of them might try to run after you. Some of them hobble. Yeah, they find you because you're all a colorful crowd, and children are kind of ignorant in a
They're
specific
like
way.
little drunks and how honest they are.
Yeah, they're kind of ignorant in a weird way, but it's kind of funny because they're like, "Why are you green? Why are you like that? What's wrong with you?" But anyway.
Brody would expend all but one spell slot because he'll be using the Evo Primer to do Cure Wounds because it actually has that.
Yeah.
And then 2 of his spots for another 2 Cure Wounds, and he'll play with some of the children, like doing the thing of like lifting them up, carrying them about, and like doing the weird, like the strongman stuff that.
Yeah, some of the
throwing in
kids,
air.
you notice some of the kids, especially the ones that seem to read a lot of fiction, think you look really cool and not horrifying. Some of them are terrified of you. It's a mixed bag.
He kind of just shrugs at it since he knows it's the nature of how he looks and how
Yeah.
he is,
Yeah.
and that he'll just play into the nicer side since it's kids.
Yeah.
'Cause he has no reason to make them scared.
Yeah. You're just a
So-
guy.
And he'll
Kid
start
walks
doing
up to him. Threat detected.
purge the unholy heresy. No.
You've committed war
Need to
crimes.
neutralize infectious.
Yeah.
Most effective
Kid
way.
walks up to him. and
You're
threatens
you're not wearing a COVID safe mask. Pulls out like a hand cannon.
Every once in a while, Brody walks by someone and like accidentally says the exact date and time that will die.
Some kid coughs and
Looks-
doesn't cover his mouth. Unsanitary.
Walks up
Brody's
to
like percentage of your survival 2%.
Some poor kid.
some woman holding her dying husband. It's okay, honey. You're gonna make it through. Odds are he will not.
Unlikely.
What's the percentage you live?
Skill issue.
0.5.
Get good.
He got stabbed. Skill issue.
Health diff.
Try leveling up.
Yeah, Brody would just try to make them a little entertained and doing like different poses that he would think like action heroes would do.
Yeah.
T-posing.
Yeah, they like it. Yeah, they all T-pose. They follow in your footsteps. But do all of you leave with Henry?
Sure,
Yeah.
because Brody really doesn't have anything. It's just that march.
Sure.
As Jack is like leaving, he like air quote accidentally like drops a brochure for Jack's hideaway. Whoa! That
Yeah.
must have just slipped out of my pocket.
Make
It's
a check with this be performance. I want to see how many. Some people
Oh my
you leave, but you distinctly notice some people take notice of it. They're like, "Oh, Jack's hideaway. Oh, wow, okay, maybe." Sure.
How many kids you think are going to gain levels of rogue after their parents don't leave here?
Quite a number.
I'm gonna try to be
Why
optimistic.
would you ask that?
Yeah.
I mean,
None of
That
them. I have anything to say about it.
I
Yeah,
just realized
this is a college D&D
voice. I
group
meant to
waiting
do
to
that as a
happen.
regular question.
Ferrix breaks the fourth wall. It's like, how many of these kids do you think are gonna end up orphans?
That
having
was
met a
supposed to be a
rogue with
question
both
for
parents.
not
I like-
Ferrix.
I like how Ferrix is asking if the parents are gonna die and not the kids who were in the hospital.
Yeah, how many parents do you think are gonna gain levels of rogues?
Sorry, I've been listening
pulling
to
out a sword. Let's find out.
Let's make some
I've been listening
let's
to
make some
voices
let's make
for
some
too long.
replacement D&D party members real quick.
Yeah.
Like-
Let's make some background characters.
Yeah, let's farm some tragic
Gotta make some
backstory.
NPCs. Let's go.
Terrible.
I go to Bim Body. I say, peace out to everybody, and I go to my bimbo.
All right,
The
you
buddy
go.
is like,
Don't
"Thank
call.
God you're
He's
here."
not your bimbo. He's a
My
goddamn
bimbo.
professor.
Bimbo.
He's like, thank God you're here. I need healing right now. I'm going to die.
Oh, shit, oh fuck.
I'm out.
Be my mercy.
All right, so what do the rest of you do?
Jack will set up his stall, and he's also keeping an ear to the ground to see if he hears anything interesting.
You do. Hang on.
Music is really interesting.
Hey Jack, can I hang out with you for the day?
Yeah,
No.
sure.
I kind of want to learn how. No.
No. Go away.
No thanks. Actually,
No.
fuck off.
You could
I want
have.
to learn how
you
to
could-
run a stall.
You could like hang out with Sirloin and maybe use that to like draw people in.
Yeah, I
I
want to
love
learn how.
emotionally manipulating.
Ooh, maybe we
people.
can make Sirloin
Well-
the mascot.
You think we should let Sirloin like hang out at the hospital as an emotional support dog?
That'd be fucking genius, actually.
I mean, to be fair, we've known the dog for like three days, 4 days.
Yeah. We play spin the bottle with Ferrex.
Yeah, Ferrex, we just need you to spin this sign, and
Put this
Run
outfit
around.
on and hold this
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah.
You could do
I-
that if you want to like be the poster boy for Jack Stall.
Okay,
You
you
could.
Yeah, I was gonna like kidnap a random kid and make them do
Here's-
this.
here's-
if you want to be as fit as this young man, you need to buy these potions.
Okay, so who's all helping Jack with the
Yeah.
potions?
Hey Jack, I really want to learn how to run a stall so I can sell my shoes one day. Here's spin a sign, funny man.
Ferrex is breakdancing and Rog shouting, "Go white boy, go white boy, go!"
I want your entire stock.
I'm fucking great, you bitch.
He's like breakdancing on the.
Yeah, I'm a gray boy.
Stop whitewashing me.
Yeah,
So we have a
yeah.
blue boy and a gray boy.
Stop whitewashing me. I'm grayscale.
Monochrome.
Chrome dome in the monodome.
Fuck off.
What are you saying? What is going on? All right, who's all helping Jack with the stall? Ferrex. Jack,
Ferrex is-
obviously.
He's spinning the fuck out of that sign.
Brody will be selling the breastplate and reinvesting it into making splint.
Okay.
I suppose Zay will be helping Brody. Maybe not breakdancing like Ferrex, but like modeling stuff. I don't know.
Well, because I mean,
Trying to help Brody.
because Brody, you could easily just sell that breastplate for half cost to like just a like blacksmith store, like a blacksmithing person or an armor smith. It would just be half cost flat. Because you don't have stock. You're just selling an item.
Yeah, it's his armor because he's making armor.
Yeah, so you could just go do
Okay.
that. It would not... Yeah, you're not trying to sell, like, a lot of items in mass.
Because right now he's trying to upgrade his armor.
So, Ferrex, you're spinning a sign. I want you to make either... I'll let you kind of pick whether it's performance or acrobatics, I guess. And depending on how well you roll, I'll just give Jack a straight bonus to their persuasion roll to sell. It's pretty good. Jack, I'm gonna say you gain a +4 to your persuasion check to sell shit today.
Let's go.
A
22.
Not
You
fucking
sell
hell
you
yeah,
sell
dude.
4 alchemist thingies.
Hey, that's all of them, baby.
Yep. You sell your entire stock.
Someone literally walked up and said, "I'll take your entire stock."
Mm-hmm.
Is it anyone from the house?
I think
That'd
he's
be-
selling mostly alchemist fire and frosts. I don't know if you have any medical items.
That's what I'm like selling, but I could like give them some like ibuprofen or whatever.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you probably see some people from the House of Quiet Hours that you could just give them free stuff if you want. That costs little.
Yeah, I'm from the quiet place. Can I get some medicine? Sorry, says it in sign language.
Yeah, it's just a series of how fast he does the fuck you with the middle finger.
Alright. Henry, You go to Professor Bimbody. Oh, actually, Jack, you do hear some rumors. As you're kind of just listening and trying to hear, you do catch a couple rumors. And, Ferric, since you're with him, you'd probably catch the same ones.
Oh, okay.
You'd hear in the markets, there's a bit of a stir. Apparently, there was some kind of malfunction at Kindle Steel Mill. You'd hear these, like, two merchants, they look like they're selling, like, various, like, sewn goods, like shirts and things, or one of them selling probably like snack foods, and they're like, apparently Kindle Steel Mill had a malfunction, but that's only what they say. According to a fella named Dorbin, apparently he was there. He saw a damn monster come out of their furnaces.
The fuck?
You see one of the other gentlemen's like, oh, fuck it, this goddamn thing's cursed, I tell you. You can't be using no magic mineral. And then he's like, hey, it's probably just some fucking rumor to fucking boast business, you know what I mean? And they kind of go back and forth. Another rumor you'd hear, apparently, the Great Harbor, one of the general managers of Portmaker's Cloth up and ran out in the middle of the street at night, screaming and raving about some ghosts of the damned, and had to be apprehended by the Port Authority for disrupting the peace.
Hey, Jack,
Yeah. Yeah.
do you think it's that salamander thing that attacked the Bleak Rock factory?
I don't know. Could be. I wouldn't tangle with furnace ghosts. They're bad news.
I mean, I don't have the best opinion of Bleak Rock so far from what we dealt with it, and cars, vehicles powered by explosions.
Yeah,
How
it's
many
so
fuck-
dangerous. Would you like to do some light reading on this subject?
I
That's like
could-
pulling
yeah.
out like a stack of books.
I guess I could use a break from Sign Spinning Shar. He's just sitting there, starts reading through the shit. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? It does
I
what?
know, right? There's like a bunch of like exaggerated stuff mixed in, like Bleak Rock will like give your kids cancer.
Hang on.
Probably will, actually.
Hang on. He's double checking his. He's like reading some shit over. He goes, oh, "Okay."
There's an article that says Bleak Rock comes from aliens.
There's a lot of information. A lot of it talks about how Bleak Rock is very dangerous, very volatile, and precise measurements are very hard to get right because sometimes, wear and tear on the machinery being used can affect how much the measurements need to be. It damages a lot of the equipment that inherently uses it, meaning that the equipment requires a lot of upkeep. And the more wear and tear, it becomes more dangerous. Yada yada. It's a dangerous metal, material. But they make trains out of it, and the trains go real fast. And they also made airships and robots.
Okay, the robots thing is kind of cool, but I'm never riding on anything powered by this shite.
I don't know. Artificial intelligence is going to take over one day, Ferrix.
I don't think Brody would ever do that to us.
Just see a pair of eyes glow in the background.
They're like across the road from us. We're just like staring at them.
Just disappears.
A bus goes by and Brody's gone.
Let's circle back to that one day. I'm going to ask him about that. I swear to God.
You mark my words, Ferrix. AI generated content will rule the world.
And hang on, if somebody did attack that factory, don't you think there'd be more news of it, like a resistance movement trying to take credit for it?
I don't know. There could be. We're just kind of hanging out in the market square. I don't know. Is there like a town crier anywhere? Is he crying?
I saw a guy crying in the back, but
You
I
do
think
see
it's
a
'cause
town. You do see a town crier, but he's recently been beat up and he is in tears.
Went from
Well,
a
that
crier
answers
to the
that.
bitch.
We walk over with like a rolled up newspaper. Speak, boy.
Ah! 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 Stop it! Stop! I'll tell you what you want to know. What do you want to know?
What news do you bring?
Well,
From the other provinces.
well, recently the city guards updated their bounty board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did they? I think we've been meaning to look for like a bounty board or something similar because we've been wanting to pick up jobs.
Well, there's a couple low-end criminals in town that are wanted. The killer, for one. But
Gotta watch out for the killer.
Killer?
yeah, well,
Together?
the main bounty that got updated was Kellic Bavrak's bounty.
Who's that?
I don't think I'm familiar.
Kellic
Yeah, sounds like
Kellic Bavrax is accused of many things, but primarily he's accused of disrupting the peace, inciting rebellion, destruction of property, domestic terrorism, and all other sorts of things. He's the leader of the Baron Breakers.
We're new in town. The Barrack Breakers. What exactly is that?
The Baron Breakers, they apparently openly are against the existence of the manufacture, sale, and use of bleak rock in industry. They believe that it steals jobs from honest folk. It devalues the efforts of labor, and they believe that the Bleak Barons, who are the colloquial name for the 4 individuals who have sort of an oligarchy on the whole trade of bleak rock. They're sort of the 4 people that control the entire economy surrounding it.
Hey, Jack, I think you get along with this. I mean, we shouldn't associate with
Hey, listen. While all of those things may be true and more, political violence is never okay.
You're right. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, what you were saying, crying crier.
He's crying still. That's about it. The bounty for him is, I think they just raised it to 20,000 gold pieces.
So he's been pretty active recently. Is that the sort of the tone I'm getting?
1,000 gold pieces. Am I about to
Yeah, that's a
sell
lot. Yeah.
Well, Kellec's not really done anything hyper violent. It's basically been borderline harassment.
sounds like a lot for a bounty on harassment.
Yeah, well, it's sort of how do I put this? The bounty is given to us by the people who want him out.
Oh, and it's the rich bitches that want him out.
Yeah, it's
Big,
sort of
big bleak rock.
yeah. The bounty's not put out by the government. It's just sort of being executed by the government because he is, an illegal criminal. So the money's just sort of being given to the government to pay whoever captures him.
Can anyone put the bounty out, or?
Well, the person has to, have done something wrong.
Otherwise, it's just a hit.
Yeah, it's a hit, and that's illegal. You can't do that. But if they've done something illegal and they have not been caught by law enforcement, you are allowed to approach law enforcement with an amount of money. Or sometimes, if governments deem it necessary, they'll put the bounty out themselves. But Akrazar's cheap as hell, so they're not going to do that. So, if you want somebody who's done bad things locked in jail, just give the guards some money, and they'll put his face on a piece of paper, and then they give it to me, and then I give it to you. Or whatever.
Wouldn't it be really funny if we put up wanted posters for Henry?
Has this Henry broken the law in any capacity?
Does he
harassed the
have a
gold once?
license to practice medicine?
Oh fuck!
Oh, that is illegal. You do have to have a legal license. It's not.
Henry hears sirens outside the.
Well, you either need a legal license or you need divine truth.
Can I ask you something?
You need a god's stamp of approval.
How do you get a bounty poster made? Can you just make one, but have it approved, or?
You go to the guard and you tell who you want. You give a description. You file a police report. And then you give them the money and say, if you take this gentleman off the streets.
Jack, do you think we can make a fake? Do you want to make a fake bounty poster and tell Henry that he's being hunted?
Well, it's illegal to impersonate the government officials, so.
That's illegal.
No, no, no,
That is illegal as well.
It's
Yeah.
a joke. It's a fucking joke.
I mean,
Also, yeah, hunted like for sport.
well, here's the thing. Well, I mean, it'd be a funny joke, but like, what if somebody? I'm just the town crier. I'm the crying crier.
Listen, Henry took on a fucking goat demon. I think a bounty hunter'd be nothing.
Excuse me?
He's a nice guy. We shouldn't send anyone to hunt after him. I'll defend Henry.
Fucking cross his arms again. You guys are no fun.
Hypothetically, if someone put out a bounty for you, but it was a small amount of gold, would you be insulted or like happy?
Exactly. We're trying to raise his self-esteem. Isn't that how it works?
I think you would just have an anxiety attack. To be frank.
Yeah.
I've been asked to help out with people, but I've never seen bounties. We're doing bounties? Are we gonna hunt people?
I think there's easier bounties that are more where we don't deal with as much violent people. I think we'd check out the bounty board for some other stuff, or I guess maybe try to pick up that job from the Archmage at some point. But I do want to like be productive somehow.
You think? Hang on. These Bleak Rock factories, if they're being attacked, how come no one's hunting for whatever did that? Whether it's a monster or a person? I'm confused.
I mean, it
Like
like last night, so.
Well, I mean, no, like the salamander. That was. I'm very surprised the government's not putting a hit out for that thing.
The salamander?
Yeah,
The
have you heard
crying
anything
crier
about
speaks up.
The salamander.
The salamander is big news in town. It's flying around, but no one's seen it. There are plenty of people who are looking for it. I mean, it's a giant creature.
Point at like a random ass salamander that's on the street. There it is. Get it.
I don't think the government's put
Tackle
out.
that
I
direction.
don't think they've put out a reward for its capture yet. But I think that's because it hasn't really done anything to harm anyone. It just sort of came out of the water and ran away. I'm sure if you caught it though, giving it over to the government would get you something. Maybe,
Well,
or they just take it and they don't give you
It did
anything.
attack our friends when they went underwater to go get it.
Wait, it
Does
attacked
that count?
you?
No, our friends.
Oh,
Actually, Zay was there. Held his breath for a while.
oh.
Like trespassing.
Right, I'm gonna
Is it?
go. Goodbye.
Okay, bye. Be safe
Yeah,
from the salamander.
Thank you for your
Sure.
services, crying crier.
Yeah, you're
I won't
welcome.
beat you with the newspaper today.
Next time we'll bring tissues.
Thank you.
Can I
Gives him like a
make-
little dog biscuit.
He eats it. He eats it.
Can I,
Sirloin's just pissed off at you even more just because he's like, you took one of my treats.
What would you like to do, Zay?
can I make a insight check to see how he received that bunch of information that we just disclosed to him?
You get the sense telling him that you guys got attacked with the salamander weirded him out. He might go tell somebody.
Yeah, Ferrix. I wasn't planning on just telling that to everyone. But,
Was that bad? Was I not supposed to?
I mean,
I'm sorry?
he just said people are on the hunt for it, and it's now I'm involved. So.
Yeah, you encountered it. I didn't
I
think
mean,
that was a bad thing.
yeah, but we don't know this guy's motivations. He's a crying crier. but
Bro
maybe
doesn't
someone
know
tells
how to
him.
lie. He's just like, I don't get it.
Brody's in the middle of selling his armor, so he doesn't know any of what's going on.
Yeah, Brody, you're having a good time. Some merchant is like, 200 gold. That's how much
Alright.
it is, or whatever.
Yeah,
He's
it's
like-
200.
Just
that-
sweating.
Yeah, he's
It would
sweating,
also-
looking at you as you're like, thank you.
And he would also collect materials to make splint armor. Because
Yeah,
that would
easy
be
enough.
100. So I make 100 profit. Yay.
Okay, so, yeah.
He'll just roll back to the group going like, what did I miss?
Don't worry about it.
That is great concern.
Okay, Henry. A shiver goes up your spine.
Henry sneezes. Like, oh, weird.
Interesting. No one's definitely talking about you. You go back to Professor Boombody's. And you are able to continue work. He would
Yeah.
have you continue what you were doing, and looking into the mutated strand of Alzorum. as well as just sort of any history that might link to the date of change where this plant seemingly evolved from. Is there anything else you'd specifically like to do?
No, I think Henry would just probably do his job, and then when it was time to pack it up at the end of the day, Henry would go back to the House of Quiet Hours again.
Okay.
Would work count as a long rest? do I have my spell slots back? Can I do a little more healing?
No.
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 All right.
You're
I
not
guess
a.
Do you want to
Not
nap?
warlock.
Do you want to take a nap on the job?
No.
Good.
No, I won't.
Okay.
Henry, you hear the voice of Farnax in the back of your head. Take a nap.
Yeah, she's like, do it, Henry.
She's like, go to sleep, Henry.
Fuck his plans.
Henry.
You cannot rest now. There are enemies nearby.
The killer. Yeah, I think Henry's main thing when I don't know if this is something that I could possibly do, but going back to the House of Quiet Hours, would it be possible for Henry to like offer some kind of training or something, even just like basic like first aid? Like, would he be able to like train anyone in any kind of like medical things to like help them out so they can help themselves better, or is that not in the realm of possibilities?
You're very good at medicine. Yeah, you could probably do it.
Yeah, Henry would try and train them as best he could.
One,
Like, even if...
one thing at a time, real quick.
Yeah.
We'll start kind of with the Professor Bimbody stuff.
Yes.
Just sort of make. So obviously you're kind of you're doing some research and you're going through all of the different parts of study of this mutated strand and things. Simply make me a history check.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty good at these. Oh, never mind. Fuck me.
12. So you kind of learn a little bit more of what you already kind of know. Roughly about 60-ish years ago, this plant kind of started to appear, and in probably the last 20 years, it has almost completely replaced the old strand of Alzorum with the mutated variant. It's hard to make a lot of connections, but you do realize that about 60 years ago, the city of Argent's Bay was shook up quite a lot. About 60 years ago, the world trade really started to kick off, especially with the with obviously the invention of airships and whatnot. There was a lot, because airships were invented like 70, 80 years ago. So around that time, there was a lot of the world trade was getting shook up. People were traveling all over. The city of Argent's Bay got even more business. Obviously, the nation of Concord to the west on Ikoria was branching out. A lot of diplomats came through. The city of Argent's Bay was at one point in its history around that time period used as like a bit of like a diplomatic meeting ground for a brief time. Lots of stuff. It's a lot of information. It seems like there was a lot going on around 60 years ago, specifically with trade. So that's kind of the tentative information you would learn. Whether that means anything to you or not, you don't know.
I would make a note of it anyway and just tell Professor Bimbody.
As for the Alzorum, there was obviously a thing you wanted to do with it, right? The mutated strand.
Yeah, if it was possible, Henry, quote unquote, taking a break from like going through all the books, he's getting eye strain. He would ask if it would be all right, if I could, would it be all right with you if I examined the plant?
Absolutely. I have plenty of samples. If you want some.
Yeah, I guess Henry would take the plant and he would just kind of start messing around with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make a medicine check.
Okay. Where's my fucking list? God damn, Henry.
So you start messing around with it, and it's like you already know, it's a bit of a poison. It accelerates the blood flow, it increases the amount of oxygen you get to the bloodstream, and it causes your heart to beat so incredibly fast that eventually it will give you a heart attack. It's a heart attack in a bottle. I believe it was compared to ricin at one point, which is a pretty decent comparison. You would notice, though, the properties of the mutated Alzorum are remarkably... They seem to overtake the healing properties, or in a weird way almost amplify in a different direction the healing properties of traditional Alzorum. But they're actually... I don't know what the scientific term would be. But they're actually like a passive gene. You'd get the sense, almost as
But
if
not dominant.
they don't seem like a dominant gene. They seem recessive
Like
gene.
they're
Yeah.
recessive.
It's a recessive gene, and if you were to potentially combine the plant with a neutral, more neutral plant, where it's like the healing factors or the effects on the body are almost like numbing. Submissive gene. You kind of infer you might be able to potentially lessen the effects of the poisonous Alzorum, so that it, because accelerated like blood flow and heart rate are not inherently bad. It's just when they get too bad, they kill you. But you might be able to actually control that speed up to a not lethal degree, which what you would want to do with that, you don't know.
Henry, I guess, would just kind of mess around with it and file that information that he's learned away mentally, and just figure he's gonna mess with it more as the time goes on. But
Sure.
he's thinking about it.
Sure, yeah. But eventually your day would probably end, and you could go back to the House of Quiet Hours.
Yeah.
Bimbody would just simply give you a nod and be like, "All right, come in tomorrow. We'll continue our work."
Right. See you tomorrow.
You are paid. You are 5 gold.
Fucking rolling in it, dude.
And you are able to go to the House of Quiet Hours.
All
Yep.
right. Yeah.
You go in the evening. It's a little less busy than it was during the day. And you see a lot of the volunteer workers have gone home, so there are not as many people. It seems the only people who are here are the night shift. But obviously, Mistress La Rosa still remains. She seems to be... she seems to work kind of all day.
If he could, Henry would, I guess, like I said, he would see if he could, I don't know, train them to be more efficient, either in the way that they are dealing with patients, or just like how they use supplies, or like if he has any like medical shortcuts, or like if he could even, I don't know, train them on some like magic, or just whatever, the best that he could do to try and like imbue some knowledge that he's learned not only as a cleric, but coming from a place that kind of does basically what they do, but just like somewhere else.
Sure. I'm guessing you could like approach La Rosa about this, and she would kind of she would dismiss some of them and be like, yes, we can probably spare some of our more dedicated workers if you want to just take a room and show them what you can.
Yeah, Henry would do that, and he would use up the rest of his spell slots and healing who needs it, and just sort of seeing if he can teach anyone anything.
Sure. Make... what is a teaching roll? Medicine.
Alright.
Because you're just teaching, you're teaching medicine.
Yeah. Damn it.
11. It's difficult. These are people who are not exactly like the people that are working here. They're good people, but they're not exactly the most educated. So it is a little difficult. Once again, you come from a very formally trained background, in a way, with very trained professionals. And you're kind of trying to explain concepts that, I mean, there's a difference between you grew up around these things and these people probably are just picking it up. So it's a little difficult. it's different having to explain to someone the very basics.
Right, I'm sure you're not used to doing that.
Yeah, because it's just like a habit, right? I mean, you don't have to explain to someone that like every time
Everyone
you
kind of knew at the Monas, like they just
Yeah.
knew already, so it was never it came up.
like always wash your hands after dealing with a patient. And these people who kind of work in basically the fantasy equivalent of an ER is like, oh yeah, I guess we should do that. They don't think about it. So
You keep the bandages sterile, and
yeah, so it's slow going. You make progress, but it's slow progress.
Right, I
And you are
guess.
able to continue healing, and La Rosa occasionally calls on your services of your healing. She seems to be pretty tapped out for the day. You get the sense that because she is the only cleric, she reserves her spell slots every day for emergencies. So whenever she does have to use them and she's out, she does seem rather tired. But occasionally she calls on your services and you'd help her with whatever triage is needed. As it is later in the evening, you do notice a distinct rise in the number of people that come in with suspicious wounds.
How so?
Not something you're unfamiliar with, but occasionally a guy comes in and you're like, oh my, like what happened? And he's bleeding from his abdomen, and he's like, I tripped. Definitely a stab wound. You've encountered this before. Some people are kind of cagey, but
Henry would know how to deal with these people. He'd be like, all right, yeah, tripping, huh? I get that.
tripped real bad.
Clumsy, right?
Should have
I
seen
get
the
it.
fucking floor though.
Oh, Henry's like thinking about it. He's like, ooh,
Yeah.
sure, yep.
Yeah. You kind of get done with the floor stab wound guy, and La Rosa's like, sorry about that.
No,
Get-
that's all right. I'm used to it.
Yeah, we get people like that from time to time. I try not to ask too many questions.
Yeah. Better not to.
Mhm. As you're walking, kind of around doing work, teaching people, kind of showing some of the workers what to do, you would notice there's one room that seems to have no staff in it, but there is. But another thing, you haven't really seen many visitors. It looks like a lot of the patients that come here, they either come and go immediately, or they've like come and stayed, but they're alone. A lot of these people don't seem like they have any visitors. But there's one room which seems to be occupied with what looks like a young boy and an older man. And you've actually noticed, kind of weirdly, no one's been going in this room. You've actually seen the staff, like they walk by, they look in, and then they walk away.
Hey, La Rosa, can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm. Yes. What do you need? She has like a hot towel in her hand.
He like gestures. That room. The patient, the older gentleman.
Oh.
I noticed no one's going in there.
If you want, I can. If you want to take I can go and just check in on them. It's
No. I just.
That's
Do they need anything?
well. That's the boy's Alexander. He's a long-standing patient of ours for the last couple of weeks, and the gentleman is Mr. Androv. Mr. Androv is a sponsor of our clinic, of the House of Quiet Hours, and the staff are somewhat intimidated by him.
I see. What's wrong with the boy?
His she kind of looks a little sullen. He worked at a wool mill, textile industry, and his hands got caught.
I see.
Androv has taken a liking to him. If you're not comfortable, I can.
No. I actually was gonna ask if it'd be alright if I went in there and spoke with them. I didn't want to disturb them, so I thought I'd ask you.
I mean, be my guest.
Yeah, Henry would kind of softly knock at the door.
You'd see the young boy kind of looks, and you'd see Mr. Androv is he's a big man. He's very big, broad-shouldered, strong-looking figure, sort of dressed in like rough, kind of leathers. It's almost like kind of like rough, sort of leathers. He has like a big long coat draped over the back of the wooden chair he's sitting in. His hair, he's an older looking man, probably like 40s, 50s. His hair is stark white, except for on the sides, and there's a couple strands through his hair that are black. He's got sort of palish skin. His eyes are like silver colored, except he's missing an eye, and in its place is a stone prosthetic. It's a distinctly like stone prosthetic with a small blue glow in the center. He has a number of cuts and scars across his face. And it's very odd because he seems to like, it seems he drinks from like a glass of some sort of coffee or whatever, or a cup. And as he kind of turns to look at you, it's very odd. He's a big man, but he makes no sound as he moves, even just the simple motion of like turning in his chair. He's a strangely eloquent figure. And yeah, they just sort of await like your reasoning why you're here.
He would just, hi, I hope I'm not interrupting you guys. Would it be alright if I stepped in for a minute?
Not at all. Alexander here was just telling me about his performance the other day.
Oh, performance. What do you do? He like turns to Alexander.
Yeah, the young, he's kind of like a ruddy, reddish-haired boy. He kind of looks and he goes, "Oh, well, when I feel good, I go and I help at the theater. He kind of continues what he was saying to Androv. So we dressed up as little Triage and Madeline. She was the druid lady, and she had to cast a spell, and it gave us life. And then we sang about the forest." You see Androv goes, very interesting. Have you been singing long? And he goes, no, I just started. But I think I did a good job. It was fun. And you see the gentleman, he kind of sounds like it was a great performance. See the boy's like, yeah, I wish I could have been in the pit though. I thought I'd be playing the lute by now. And he kind of looks to his hands, and you see his hands are kind of wrapped up. It seems like they're not fully intact, but they've been like kind of fully wrapped. And you see Androv kind of nods, and he kind of looks at the boy and he's like, well, there are always roles to play, and roles that only you can play. And the boy's like, yeah, I didn't want that one though. Well, I know. It's harsh, isn't it? And yet, despite you've never sang before, you still did. Sounds to me like you did a good job too. I guess. He kind of looks to the boy and he kind of puts his hands on his leg and he's like, well, next time practice even harder. I'll be going to the next one. I have to go now. Your attendant, he kind of nods to Henry, is going to look after you.
Oh, sure. Yeah, my name is Henry, by the way. I'm new to town. I'm just sort of
Henry.
I've been volunteering here at the house, and I wanted to introduce myself.
I've not seen you here.
Yeah, I just started this morning, actually.
Ah, so very new. Well, I'm sure Vivian is appreciative of your efforts. Or Mistress La Rosa now.
Yeah, it seems like this place could use any help it can get.
We do our best, but there are a few places like it in the entire nation, let alone the city.
Right. It's hard to do business when you don't accept any money. I get it.
Yeah. We try to make sure they get their money. So, I leave you to it. He kind of gives a nod and he heads out, and you see La Rosa. She sort of talks to him, and they exchange some pleasantries. It seems like he's been here in the past. You kind of overhear their conversation, I'm assuming. You probably take a look at the boy.
Yeah, I would look him over.
Yeah, it seems like he is in his hands are non-operational, and he also seems to have some other various issues, blood sugar problems. It seems various immunocompromises. He seems kind of like a boy who's kind of riddled with illness. He seems a lot of it's just kind of chronic, and he probably spends a lot of time here instead of wherever he lives. Mostly just they keep an eye on him, it seems.
Is there anything that I could do to, like, help him?
There's things you can do to stabilize him to make him feel better, but unfortunately, for the nature of, like, what this is, a lot of this is, like, very chronic, unfortunate. So a lot of what you would be doing is just mostly kind of typical doctoring upkeep stuff. None of it would, like, cure him of his ailments. But it would help.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess Henry would just kind of, like, talk to him as he tended to him and just sort of, like, ask him about his performances and, like, what he's doing. Like, does he have, like, any family or friends, or, like, what's up with him? Just sort of talking to him.
Yeah, he talks about his family. He has a grandfather who he lives with, and he has a dad who's a sailor, so he doesn't see him very much. He spends most of his time down by the theater, the Heavens Canvas, which is in Southtown. It's a theater. He talks about the gentleman who runs it, who puts on a lot of these performances for children in the neighborhood, a gentleman by the name of Caldwell Purin. He kind of just talks about whatever. He seems to be reluctant to talk to you, but he opens up pretty quick. You're not exactly an intimidating figure to children, I would argue. You would also overhear, just kind of as Mr. Androv is leaving, that apparently he seems to, he's like, yes, Vivian. I will be bringing the medicine for Lilica, and I believe we have prosthesis ordered for Alex. So, yeah, and they sort of just talk some pleasantries, and it seems like he's a little bit more than a sponsor. He seems to have quite a bit of, like, he handles a lot of their shipments of goods and things. And Vivian just sort of nods happily and thanks him, and eventually he would take off and leave.
Yeah, I guess Henry would just kind of stay there as long as he could, and then eventually, once it got to be pretty late, he would head back to the caravan.
Yeah. As you are leaving, you would be caught by Mistress La Rosa.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm sorry to stop you while you're taking off. I know you've been working
No.
very hard.
No problem.
I just wanted to say thank you.
No, of course, don't mention it, of course.
Yeah, it's not often we get volunteers all the time.
I'll be honest with you. Working here, probably the most I've felt like home in like a month.
Right. It's a nice place. You said you came from a family of clerics.
I do. Have you ever heard of the Moonlit Monastery? I'm not sure if you would. We're buried at Nelda's Grove, in that direction.
I'm city-born, unfortunately. I've never left, but I've heard of clerics of Farnix.
Yeah.
I've heard some have traveled along the coast and the region occasionally.
My specific monastery, my dad founded it, and it's just sort of, we're in the woods, and we just sort of kind of do what you do. Obviously not at the scale that you do it, because we're not in a city, but people travel to us, and we have people staying with us long-term, short-term, and like you, we don't accept any kind of payments. occasionally we do travel around and visit like local towns and cities for those that can't make the trip to us. But yeah, same idea.
Kind of smiles. It's similar to here. My mother founded this place. Said it belonged to her grandmother. It used to be it actually used to be a morgue.
Henry laughs.
My grandmother used to run a morgue, and well, I think at some point my mother got tired of being around all the dead people, so I think she sort of figured change up the occupation.
Yeah, don't need a morgue if you save people.
Right. Thank you again, and I appreciate the help. I have no way to repay you. I know you don't want payment. I don't mean to insult you. I
understand. You seem like you're pretty worn thin, I guess. No offense. It just seems like you've been carrying a lot for a long time, and I'm happy to try and help. Like I said, this is sort of I'm sort of in my element here. I've been on the road for a month, and I've felt kind of like a fish out of water. Being here is
Right.
weirdly relaxing.
That's the first I've heard of that. But
Yeah, I've said it out loud, and it sounds pretty weird. But
no,
yeah.
it's all right. I mean, I understand. You're very good at medicine. Helping a lot of the assistants today. A lot of them are just volunteers that do this part time. None of them, other than some of the elders, but even they, a lot of their knowledge is outdated occasionally, and it's hard. I'm in charge, and I know more than them, and I'm better than them at healing. But you tell them, don't tell patients to just rub dirt in it. That's inappropriate. And they say, no, it's not that bad, and it's a whole thing. I appreciate having someone of medical training, proper training, and even teaching them a little bit. It goes a long way.
I actually really appreciate the opportunity to train them. It's actually teaching me a lot because, well, you see, the reason that I'm traveling around is, well, I want to write a book, a medical book that contains as much knowledge as I can put in it of just any kind of healing of medical knowledge, so that places like yourself will have access to it. The book will be free, and I'll trying to get it distributed as much as I can. I mean, obviously, I'm just starting writing it, but being able to teach people here, it's kind of taught me, I guess, how to explain it better to people that don't have a medical background. Looking back, I'm realizing that a lot of the language I use in the book that I've written so far, kind of esoteric, I guess, to the common person, and I want it to be as accessible as possible. So
That's
it's been a good experience for me too.
That's a rather virtuous task.
Well, like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I'm trying.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are going to thank you if and when you do.
Well, I'll be sure you get a copy if I ever do it.
That'd be nice. Well, enjoy your evening, Henry.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. I'll try and stop by in the morning before I have to go to work.
Right. Oh, by the way, I know it gets kind of lost. My name's Vivian.
Oh.
Everyone just calls me Mistress La Rosa because that was what they called my mom, but...
Hi, Vivian. I'm Henry.
You don't have to say hi, but I get, I
okay,
get it.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's fine. I shouldn't have corrected you. It's really... Alright, good night. He goes inside.
Henry knocks into a table and knocks some shit over. He's like, oh god, oh shit. Starts picking it up frantically, the papers off the ground.
When
Like,
two awkward people finally meet.
Yeah,
oh fuck!
Yeah. Oh god, my spaghetti! It's falling out of my pockets. Hold on. Yeah, he scuffles it together and then leaves as fast as possible and
Alright.
power walks down the street.
Good night. She will shut
Night.
the door. Yeah,
he was
you
at
fumble out of that. You roll out of that conversation as fast as you can and
Just
leave.
a mess. Just fucking. He's hip checks a thing. He catches the flower pot before it falls over. He's knees weak, palm sweaty. He leaves.
This poor guy.
Alright.
then slides down the hill.
Can't talk to
'cause he's-
anybody.
He's like, that was a normal human.
That went well. I love that.
went well.
That went awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was wow. I'm really getting
Nailed
into
it.
this
Yeah.
with people. Yeah, wow, I'm getting real sociable. My social skills are at an all-time high. Hell, he like
Yeah,
gives himself
God,
a high five.
Really grinding that charisma score.
And he heads back to the caravan. He's like, oh wow, I did super good today. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Sure. Yeah, you go back to the caravan. So, I'm assuming the rest of you just sort of go home once your day is over.
Where Brody might start up the forge and start on the armor. Just get it started so he can get some time into it.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't Brody have something he wants to do for the other person in the caravan?
Vanessa?
Nobody told him.
Yeah, so
Oh.
can someone have told him, please?
Yeah, someone could have told him.
Hey Brody, I forgot to tell you last night because I thought you were the toaster, but Vanessa was looking for you. Anyway, bye.
Yeah.
Ding!
Yeah, okay, okay, hold on. It got lost in the sauce. Vanessa's not looking for you. She said Conrad told him to tell you that she is going to try and get some training from an artificer in town on how to better maintain like robots. So if you needed her, she was somewhere else. That's what she wanted to be conveyed. I don't know if I said that properly.
No, it sounded more like wanting to bring Brody along for a class. And it's like we didn't know.
Not
when...
really, no. I mean, you could go find her, but no, she's basically, it was just she's receiving training.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all it is. If you want to go seek her out and find her, it was letting you know where she is, where she.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
It made it sound like she was offering something to him.
No. Yeah. I didn't convey that properly.
Good.
But you all, I'm assuming, head back to your cart, your wagon. I'm guessing you go to bed for the evening.
We got that wagon.
So, as you all bed down for the evening, you all enjoy a night of dreams. All except for one of you. That's where we're going to take a break.
Oh my god, okay.
Hype train, big cloud.
Jack has a nightmare and he turns mute.
Shit, we didn't water him.
Yeah. I described Jack's nightmare while Connor isn't here to do anything.
Yeah.
Even better, we have a nightmare where Henry has this dream where he's being pursued by bounty hunters and he doesn't know why.
Yeah, and a
Yeah.
nightmare
Plot
of
twist,
getting
it's not a
hunted.
dream.
The
It's not a
killer,
dream, not a nightmare.
Yeah, the killer comes for Henry.
Yeah, wait, so
Not a
what's
dream.
the-
This is real life. Start running, bitch.
Actually, oh, never mind.
What are you gonna ask? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna ask what's the game plan for the day after. I don't know if we're gonna do anything or if Zay's gonna work on the shield while you guys do something else.
Well, we still have the Archmage. Which
Yeah,
I think
that's
we-
what I was curious.
I think we
what you guys
missed
wanted
the
to do.
time on that.
No, you didn't.
Because I was I thought it was today.
Well, it's she is actively looking potentially for mercenaries.
After
Gotcha.
2 days, she's gonna start looking. That's what.
Yeah,
was-
you haven't heard anything about it since, but
Yeah, I was gonna go with Henry to try to ask, but yeah, no, I'll do that later. I suppose. But yeah, no, I guess the rest of the party can do that while I work on the shield.
okay. Alrighty.
Yeah.
We will take a break. We will try and be back at 7:15. I am trying to get the music set up because it all broke for some fucking reason.
Ooh, BRB.
Lame.
Leave me alone. There we go.
All right.
What's up, little babies?
What the fuck?
What?
Well, then again,
What?
Henry is
what?
our
Is it
child.
inappropriate to call you guys and the viewers my little babies?
Yeah, get fucked, nerd.
Jesus.
No, bro. I'm a little baby.
Although I still find it hysterical the meme that I just made up on the fly, the unhinged shit we just did.
Yeah,
Because unfortunately, that is Birdie's biggest fear at this point of like the party turning on him. Because he knows for a fact
Wouldn't
he
it be
cannot
funny?
He's coming.
By the way, I was able to set up the laptop I'm borrowing with the old mic, with the mic boom that I had set up,
Oh, nice.
and I got all my shit set back up, so I don't sound like
Nice.
shit anymore.
Thank God.
Don, politely,
I wish I could fart on command so I could just like fart into my mic. That would be my response to you.
I thought I had a soundboard thing of that.
Oh! That's against TOS, I think. You can do that.
Potentially.
Yeah. Only if it's a joke. We're just
Of
kidding.
course. Yes,
Hey,
it's
Twitch.
always a joke.
Hey, Twitch, we're just joking. We're just goofing and gaffing. Oh no! Oh no! 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 He wasn't sucking me off. He wasn't slurping me silly style. No! Stop! Turn on! Stop the soundboard! Stop it! All right.
grapefruit followed by awooga.
We banned this function for a reason.
We actually,
We
Yes.
we had a
I
pact.
didn't know this was a function till today. Actually, now I'm just having fun with it.
Yeah, we had a
Yeah.
whole pact before this campaign started where we said, because the soundboard function I think came out before then. We were like, we can't play it during session. It will be abused.
Yep.
We will
And
never-
we really don't want to be that server, and we just kill it.
No, I'm literally doing it in this middle kind of.
No,
break
it doesn't.
time
It,
because
no,
I'm like,
it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. It's not that big of a deal.
It's not like you're gonna be like, yeah, I'd like to roll to seduce the barmaid, and then just.
Yeah, well, because here's what would happen. I would say like, oh yeah, this NPC is wearing a trench coat, and then all of a sudden, all you would hear is fucking preview. It would just be sound effects city. Wearing a trench coat.
Cheese.
What was that?
It said cheese. What the fuck?
Cheese.
Alan has so many weird ones.
You don't want to know
Well-
how many sound
Well,
effects
he has
I
a
have.
custom one. That's why I'm using the Discord one.
I have this Discord. I have my own Discord. I have about
Bro,
8 other Discords I'm in that have massive.
bro.
So wait,
things.
is it? Do you get more from Nitro? Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alan
This
is
is
a
Nitro.
Alan is a Discord enjoyer.
Someone. So I enjoy listening to Reddit stories through like podcasts and like talk things and whatnot. And someone was like, "Why don't you just download Reddit? Like, why don't you just get your own Reddit account?" I'm like, "No, I can't go that deep. I can't lean into it too hard, or else I become part of the problem."
I have a Reddit. I have a Reddit account. I like frequenting the game design subreddit. It
Yeah, that's cool.
I
I like
like
reading
good
the-
ones.
Yeah, I mean, like Reddit is it gets clowned on, obviously, because there's a lot of people that are degenerates on there. But I do think like there is some fun stuff.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of cool outlets to get advice and ideas from when it comes to creative.
A good
aspect.
thing I've used Reddit for is the perfectly legal acquisition of various PDFs and textbooks. Because people on Reddit will always reliably direct you to the legal sources of information in which you can download these sources legally and pay for them. Definitely.
Does GM Binder count, by the way?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know.
No, I mean, just because like you say like buying that stuff, and I just think of the homebrew people sell on GM Binder for like $1.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
also,
that's like homebrew stuff. Drive-through RPG, a lot of that stuff.
Oh, you're
too.
talking about like okay, no, you're talking official stuff. I get you.
No, I'm talking about stealing, Plath. I can't say they'll come for me.
We're talking about piracy. We're going for the One Piece.
I'm
Oh
talking
my
about.
god, wow. Jesus Christ.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
We're talking about One Piece.
Have you
obviously.
guys seen the One Piece live action? I haven't, but I kind of want to.
I haven't
Okay,
watched any of One Piece.
I saw
I
the
have
first episode.
watched-
Pretty solid.
Is it
I
good?
I watched the actual anime and then I started watching the live action. The live action is actually really, really well done, but you have to think it's an abridged version of
Yeah,
the show.
it's very
Like
different.
each episode is an arc of its own.
I've heard it's very different. I grew up with One Piece for a really long time. I remember when Dressrosa arc just came out.
Yep.
It was a big deal. Doflamingo.
Right now Doflamingo is a great
Yeah,
arc.
I started watching it when I was a kid when that arc was like airing live, and it was a huge deal. And I stopped watching One Piece because it's really slow. It takes so fucking long to get anywhere.
Oh, come on. You don't want to watch over 2,000 episodes?
It's the biggest issue I have with One
It's
Piece.
1,500. Don't get too
Here's the
excited.
thing. I think One Piece is good. I do think it's good. It's very good. It's surprisingly progressive, which I didn't realize until I was an adult.
Yeah.
It's like it's aged, obviously. Like a lot of it is like not aged the best, but it is still weirdly progressive for a manga as old as it is. Because the manga.
I mean, Oda's a great writer when it comes to that stuff too. Like he knows how to like.
Well, he
He
has a
knows how
lot
to
of.
set that stuff up.
Well, he has a lot of characters who are like drag queens. He has a lot of characters who are actually just trans. He has a lot of characters who are it's interesting how he writes. It's weird and it doesn't always translate well. But anyway,
You remember the character Crocodile,
yeah,
the guy with the big golden hook?
yeah.
There's a theory coming out because of the live action that there's a scene when they're like in this prison kind of setting, and one of the guys is like, "Crocodile, I'll release your secret. Like
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll let it go."
Yeah,
And they're saying that he's actually trans, and that's his big secret that he doesn't want to reveal for whatever reason.
There's a character, because the character who says that his whole devil fruit power is that he can change from a man to a woman, and like
he has hormone control.
Yeah, that's just his power. Like he can just do that. They change genders all the time, and there's a theory that character changed Crocodile's gender at Crocodile's request, and Crocodile's now a guy, and Crocodile doesn't want anyone knowing about it for whatever reason. And in the live action, you see Crocodile as there's a character that they think is Crocodile, and they think that and it's a woman obviously, and they think that character confirms the theory, which it wouldn't be too far-fetched. Oda does have like a lot of characters who are just like trans and like openly trans, especially recently with the Wano arc. Anyway,
The Wano arc is very interesting, but that is like the one arc that I refuse to watch because when I came around to it, like when I came back to One Piece, they were like, "Oh, here's like a 200 episode arc," and I'm like, "Excuse me? Yeah, I'll do the footnotes, thank you."
the problem with fucking One Piece is that every goddamn episode is like most of it's recap, and then it's the characters like reacting to information and like exclaiming stuff, and or the whole episode is like, oh, Luffy and Zoro get lost and they run around and try and find where the fight is, and that's the episode. And like it's
very rare they fight together as a group,
It's
and when they
super
do fight
slow.
together as a group, it's
great.
When they do fight together as a group, it's great, and they are ridiculously strong. But the problem is getting them all in the same room at
Yeah.
the same time,
It's
because there's
so-
always at least one person missing.
Yeah, it's so slow. One Piece has that issue where the characters are constantly split up. They constantly are just running from point A to point B, trying to figure shit out, and it's a lot of backstory, flashbacks, information, and then the end of the arc, which goes hype as hell for no reason. And yeah, that's kind of One Piece. So I can't really watch it, but I do appreciate it.
that's kind of why I think the live action is getting so much traction, is because, you know, there's so many people that are watching it for the first time and going, oh my god, this is so exciting, and then they go to watch the show and they're like, oh my god, this is kind of slow.
Yeah. Well, it's because, I mean, in like the first 4 episodes, they did the first 4 arcs where they because they're trying to introduce the core cast in like one season, and they have like what, like 10 episodes. So
Yeah,
they're speeding through it, so you get a lot of the stuff really quickly, which I think
The problem is there's a part that I don't. It's not that I don't like it. It's just kind of I wasn't expecting it when they reveal kind of a not a huge plot. Well, it is pretty huge, a plot point where I'm like, didn't it take like 300 something episodes before that plot point came out, and they're releasing it like episode 3?
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, it has
Yeah.
to do with yeah. I know which one you're
A
talking
certain Marine.
about. Yeah, it deals with him. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, no, that took fucking forever in the anime. They don't talk about that. For
And
a long
also,
time.
the reveal in the anime just was so funny because there were so many people reacting to it. And in this one, they're like, yeah, here's like 7 people that are going to respond to it.
Yeah. Anyway, One Piece conversation over. We're done being turbo virgins.
Me
Wait,
and
we
Don
get done
being
with
virgins
that?
for 10 minutes.
Also,
Yeah, listen,
also, yeah, I agree. It has a bigger problem with constant flashbacks. Reading it is easier because you can read really quickly. You can just kind of speed through a lot of that stuff.
If you do, like, if you know the plot, I definitely recommend watching it, though.
Yeah, I think One Piece the show's probably pretty entertaining.
At least it doesn't suffer the issue that Bleach has of like useless filler arcs.
Oh yeah, you mean the Bounty arc, the single worst filler arc ever made of any anime.
Well, let's also remember, Bleach was supposed to end at a certain point, and then the studio was like, nah, man, you gotta keep writing. You gotta keep making shit. And he's like, but it's supposed to end right now. And he's like, nah, it's gotta keep going. Hype's too big.
It's so... Well, a lot of it was, I think it was because it was slow. It took him forever to write it, because so many of the filler arcs... Like, the Bounty arc, I think, is 50 episodes.
That's why it took so long for him to write it, because he was done with the story, and then they're like, write more shit. And it took him forever to come up with more shit. He couldn't think of it. He's like, the story was done. It was over.
Bleach is weird. Bleach is a weird manga.
If you want some, like, the guy that, going back to, like, real quick, the guy that plays Luffy in the live action, he is such a wholesome being.
Yeah.
When he met Oda, he was nothing but smiles. And when Oda was like, yeah, I can't picture anyone else playing Luffy, boy looked like he was ready to cry. That he could have died happy right there. He would have been fine.
Yeah, Inaki. He's,
Special little boy. We love him. That cast is wholesome as hell, though. All the behind-the-scenes stuff and the interviews and the hype stuff for the trailers, like, they are good people.
Inaki's only 20. The guy who plays One Piece?
Yeah.
He's
Did you know that the person that plays Kobe is actually trans?
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. A friend told me that today when I was talking about it.
I will say I do like that all the actors were picked by Oda.
Yeah.
Apparently
Netflix also was
apparently
like
he
trying
picked
to change it.
Apparently he picked Inaki as Luffy because Inaki was the only one in his
Cultural range.
No, I think he picked it because during his performance, his audition, he was the only one that made Oda laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is a very fun little story beat or a little reason, because that's Luffy's whole thing, is that he's fucking stupid.
He's dumb as hell, but he's got the good intentions.
He is funny. One Piece is it is one of the manga that it does make me laugh, which a lot of anime are not very funny. They're kind of cringe.
25 years later, he can't get anyone's fucking name right unless he's known them for a while.
It is funny. I there's a clip that I really like of One Piece where he's like super scared and he's like yelling and he's like, Nami! And he's like super frightened and she's like, what's wrong? And he's like, look at this puppet. And it's like a wind-up doll and he's like, it's so cool. And he's like super afraid when he says it. And it's, I don't know, there are a lot of jokes that I feel like
it's
It's good.
Okay, I'm
Anyway.
putting my virgin hat down.
Yeah, no more turbo virgining. We are done. I think Spooky got like killed.
I've been back. I said here, but you guys are too lost in the sauce.
Dude,
Well, I didn't know you.
We're too lost looking for the One Piece, Don.
I was just.
I've seen one piece of the or one episode of the One Piece live action. That's the only thing I know.
I'm too much of a Chad to partake in this conversation, so I'll just wait.
Spooky.
Yeah, your friend Naruto
playfully-
will get jealous.
I fucking knew you were gonna say that. I fucking knew it. I was like, watch Dawn
I actually forgot
immediately.
about that.
The
So thank you,
worst-
Don, for reminding
The
me.
worst thing I ever said to this group was fucking telling me
I
about
understand.
that
Yeah, no,
interaction.
cheating on your significant others
I
is
am
not a
gonna
Chad
kill
thing to do. So I understand why, like, you
You-
think you can't.
And I hate my brain.
Enjoy
and
other
I hate that
pieces of
attorney
media.
Specifically, he's a son of a bitch.
Yeah, I understand. I get it.
Fuck, honestly,
No,
bitch.
I'm not the one who said it. All right.
That was entrapment. I panicked.
You
I
set
had-
that trap.
My friend
I had a
Luffy would be
Henry
great with
moment,
your
alright?
friend
You just said
Naruto.
10-10, and I was just like, oh, it's Naruto's birthday. It's like, Naruto? Yeah, my friend Naruto. I hate my life. Fucking shoot myself.
I love the guy just like I know Naruto. Like you don't have to.
God, that I was like, I gotta quit. I gotta go home.
Like a good neighbor, Melody's gone.
Yeah.
The recovery.
There's no.
Your friend. He's not
Your friend
wrong. It
Naruto.
is your friend.
That is your buddy, your guy, your
You can't
pal.
have a parasocial relationship with a fucking cartoon character.
Yeah, you can if
apparently
you
you
believe
can.
it.
You
I
gotta
don't
believe it.
I
Yeah,
haven't
believe it.
I haven't
Use
believed it in years.
Jutsu.
I haven't believed it in years.
Use flashback no jutsu.
Yeah.
Grizzled.
Yeah, dude.
Flashback talk no jutsu.
Yeah.
I never even finished Naruto. All right, never finished the book. Never finished the anime.
Yeah, you know how it ends.
You don't have
punches
to
God.
finish
He
it.
punches God or something, right?
He punches God and then he makes out with Sasuke, and that's how it ends.
Oh, okay, that's a better ending than I thought.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then he has 2 kids with the girl that's been stalking him since he was a kid.
No.
That he had like no screen time with, and then they had to retcon it heavily so that it made sense.
Well, they made a whole movie about it.
Whatever, she got kidnapped by the moon or something. Stupid.
She got correction, she got kidnapped by people on the moon who were
Oh,
technically
there's people on the moon in Naruto. I hate that show.
who are technically related to her. So, yeah.
Yeah, someone from Kentucky on the moon tried to kidnap her, saying, "Yo, we're cousins, so we're gonna get married."
I hate that show. Anyway,
But he's your friend.
he's not.
It's your son.
He's not. I don't know him. I don't know that man with his shitty haircut.
Bubba's kid.
Damn, you went straight for the fit.
I don't know his
No.
kids either.
To be fair, not even he wants to know his kid.
I haven't watched anime since I was like 16.
Then again, imagine how fucked you are being a
Oop.
one of our viewers got
Uh-oh.
punked.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
he-
Twitch won't let you post links. Don't post links.
Stop fucking posting WikiHow links. He keeps sending them to me. Like he fucking.
You
sent me one
can't.
who's like,
Twitch doesn't let you post them. We can't help
He
you.
sent me one the other day about how to stop being annoying, you bitch. And then he also sent me one about I'm sick of it. He just
Listen,
discovered
talk your
WikiHow and
shit
now I
now,
have
boys.
to suffer.
Boys gotta wait 10 minutes to talk again. That's on him.
Yeah, good. Silence.
No,
Silence.
no.
Now he's just gotta text you directly. Oh no.
He probably is right now. I'm not gonna look at my phone.
Okay, all right. Anyway, we now pick up with one of you who, instead of having a nice, pleasant dream, well, one moment. We now pick up with Henry.
Can't have shit.
Goat number 2.
Can't
Let's go.
have shit in Detroit. Can't have shit in Argent's Bay. Spends the whole day being a good person, and this is the thanks he gets.
Henry, as you go to sleep in your rickety wagon that you've all purchased recently, in your bunk, drowning out probably the sounds of snoring from whoever has sleep apnea. I don't know. Zay probably.
Zay does seem like he'd be like a Chad snore, just like
Yeah.
full, like, open mouth, loud.
Yeah, yeah, Zay does strike me as a snorer.
Ripping ass in the middle of the night.
Yeah, just absolutely just a fucking menace.
The worst roommate.
Yeah.
Off in the distance, you hear a muted toaster go ding.
Yeah. Yeah, Brody's.
Brody's dinging. He's shitting himself. Sorry.
Shut up, mute yourself. Henry, as you go to sleep, you find yourself waking up. Your eyes opening to a nostalgic sight. You see a stone ceiling with a sort of dim stream of moonlight coming in through a ever slightly open window that seems to have just sort of opened in the windy evening night. And you look around, and it's your home.
Well, excited to be here.
It's where you grew up. And as you sort of traverse through this space, well, if you'd like to describe, what did Henry's bedroom probably look like, say, 5 years ago or so?
It was probably a pretty simple stone kind of room. I imagine that it wouldn't be super big. It wouldn't be like a big lab. I assume you walk in and right in front, like underneath a window, it'd probably just be like a simple bed with like a nightstand, maybe like a desk at the far end, and just a bookshelf full of all different kinds of books. It would be pretty, I guess, sparsely decorated. Maybe he'd have like a little house plant or something on his windowsill, but other than that, maybe like a rug on the ground. Pretty simple.
As you wake up and you look through the space, it's weird. You're in a memory. But you acknowledge that you're in a memory. You're younger. You're shorter. And you're aware. Sort of like lucid dreaming. One of the many memories of you waking up in the middle of the night. Sort of restless, unable to go back to sleep. You'd hear outside of your room, you hear some movement. Faintly.
Like outside the window or in the hall? Like outside his door?
In the hall.
I guess Henry would just kind of stretch and, being aware that this is kind of a dream, kind of curiously just walk over to the door and open it.
Yeah. You would... you would kind of go out, you'd go and you'd see a hall, and there's many rooms in this hallway, the various rooms of the fellow children that you live with in the temple, on this side of the, this wing of your monastery. But down the hall at the end, it would lead kind of into the main area, as it were, the sort of sitting area. It's sort of like the dining hall, really. The kitchen, dining hall, whatnot. And you hear some movement. Some utensils being taken out.
He'd walk in that direction, just kind of run his hand along the wall.
Sure. It's, it feels so real. you'd go down the hall, and you'd enter sort of the kitchen. There's the dull light of a candle that illuminates a figure. She's a young girl with sort of scrappy, fluffy, brownish colored hair. She has sort of floppy ears covered in fur, a freckled face. You see the familiar sight of Chobani.
Oh, we're still on the taking a break screen, by the way.
Shit!
It's the theater of the mind.
Son of a bitch! You see Chobani, a satyr who you have grown up with for pretty much your whole life.
Henry would.
She sees you and is currently eating what looks like some kind of substance. You can guess what it is.
Little late night yogurt, huh?
Swallowed. Yeah. I'm hungry. Nettie didn't want me eating it. What are you doing up?
I don't know. Just sort of woke up.
Yeah. You want some?
Henry eyes the yogurt dubiously.
Come on.
You know, I had a pretty big dinner.
What do you mean? What, you don't want any? Come on.
You know what? I think I'm like developing like a lactose intolerance.
If you don't start eating the yogurt I make for everyone, I'm gonna just assume you don't like me.
Henry, he would walk over and take some yogurt.
Yeah, there you go.
He just eats the yogurt.
He's like, no, this is good. Yogurt's good for you.
It is.
Yep.
It's very
Lot of
good and very
lot of
tasty.
culture. Yep. This is good. Mmm.
Okay, you don't have to eat it, all right? It's pathetic watching you struggle.
He's like crying and like eating it. No, I like it. It's good. Thank you.
You're too honest sometimes.
Henry in his head. I'm lying to you right now. Yeah. Am I too honest sometimes?
Well, you're like, I don't know. It's what makes you endearing, but I mean, I just bullied you into eating yogurt at like 2 in the morning.
No, I you didn't like even build like I wanted to. I wanted to eat this yogurt.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you never want to eat the yogurt.
Sometimes I could.
Yeah, but like not as much as I make you eat the yogurt.
Well, I don't want you to think that I don't like you. I mean, it's nice that you're offering.
I'm joking.
Okay, sorry.
Henry keeps eating the yogurt.
She laughs. You're weird.
Mm-hmm. So,
Just why are you up? Besides being hungry, I mean. Or was it just that?
No, I don't know. Hey, this is gonna sound weird, but can I get real with you for a second?
Henry, like a mouthful of yogurt. Mm-hmm.
You can stop eating it, man. Are you like actually hungry?
No, I like it. I told you.
You're eating like a lot more than I thought.
Henry like forgot that he like ate all that. And it's just kind of a nervous thing at this point. He like puts it down.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I'm done with it now. But I choose to be done with it.
She's like, God, you were incorrigible. Yeah, so like, none of us are like from here. You know what I mean? The temple.
I mean, Foster is.
Well, yeah, he's from here. But like, the rest of us, you know, we're kind of, you know.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you don't think about it because you're just like a dude. But you ever like, I don't know. I find myself, you know, wondering where I'm from sometimes.
I'll be honest, I don't really remember like anything before here. I came here as like a baby, obviously. I know that you were pretty young too, but I don't know. I guess sometimes, but I'll be honest with you, the thought kind of scares me, so I try not to.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Nettie said that I'm probably from the Feywild, because, you know, she kind of points to her satyr features.
Right, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about the Feywild, but it seems interesting.
I don't know anything about it either. I
I don't even know how you get there.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'm not usually, like, very introspective. I don't like being introspective, but I don't know, sometimes you kind of get stuck in a loop. Like, you attribute... Well, I mean, you've read about how Fae act, right? They're like weirdos. And they, like, make deals with people, and they take their names or their voices, or they trick you, and they, you know, make you eat things you don't want to eat. She looks at the yogurt.
Henry sweats a little bit. Yeah, but I mean, just because it's in a book doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I don't want to be seen as, like, mischievous because I'm Fae. I want to be mischievous because I'm me. You know? I don't like feeling like it's in my nature to do that. I choose to be this way.
Henry nods. Yeah,
I don't know. Kind
you
of...
can't really control how other people view you. I'm sorry.
No, I know.
It's
not...
messed up that they do it. I mean...
It's not like anyone does. It's just, I don't know. One day I might want to go somewhere. You know, leave the temple. For a little while.
Leave the temple?
Not forever. But, like, go walk around. See something else.
I don't know. The outside kind of seems scary.
Well, yeah, but... I mean... We're not gonna be, like, small forever.
Well, I mean, I guess, but, like, I don't know. You see the kind of people that come in here, and we see all types. It just... I don't know. It seems really dangerous. Aren't you comfortable here?
I am. I like it here. I just... There's a lot of world. I mean, I might be from an entirely different plane of existence. I don't know. I don't know. I want to see what else is there and how I measure up to it, maybe. I don't know, maybe I'll just stay here with Nettie and keep making yogurt.
Well, if you do, you're braver than I am. I don't want to go out there.
Yeah. Yeah, you stay here with me and I'll just make you eat yogurt all the time.
Henry makes a face. No, good. I'll probably live to be as old as Nettie. Yogurt's, like, good for you.
I don't think anyone can live to be as old as Nettie.
Yeah, I don't think it... honestly, I don't think it's physically possible. I don't know how she's still here.
I think she's a god.
I think it's like will, right? Like, it's gotta be just, like, a pure force of, like...
Yeah, I think the Harvester shows up to, like, take her soul and she tells him no, and I think
the gods might be, like, scared of her. Like, if she dies,
maybe,
like,
yeah.
they don't want to meet her.
I think so too, that makes
Something's
sense.
going on with that. I don't know. I don't want to ask her about it, though.
No, she's scary. She's scary in a good way. I really like her.
Yeah, no, I love
I
Nettie.
I want to be that cool.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
You think it's the bowl cut? She says it's the bowl cut.
Yeah, she says it's the bowl cut.
Should I get a bowl cut?
You know, I've gotten the bowl cut a lot because I did believe her, but I'm starting to think it's not true. But maybe we're ignorant.
I don't know. She really thinks it's the bull. She's really strong opinions on haircuts.
Yeah, she does.
Well, have you asked Nettie about the Feywild? I feel like if anyone here has been anywhere,
She, I don't think wants me to dwell on it. She says there's a lot of places, and she's been to a lot of them, and she says that, you know, the world's scary, and
well, if you'd like, the next time I go to town, maybe I could find you some books on the Feywild.
that'd be cool, I guess.
Yeah, if you want. I don't mind.
She kind of sits there. And she kind of sits on like at the edge of a table and like kicks her feet.
Absent-mindedly eats some yogurt because he's anxious.
She kind of thinks for a moment. And she looks at you. Hey, hey, Henry.
Uh-huh.
Does it hurt?
What?
She points at you. She pokes you in your shoulder.
Ow.
And you feel a writhing pain that sort of travels throughout your entire left shoulder. And you feel like the skin on your body is rotting immediately off.
Grabs his shoulder in pain, stumbles back, drops the yogurt on the ground.
Yeah. And you hear Chobani's voice ring out again. Does it hurt?
What?
He's like gripping at his shoulder and he's like trying to like move his jacket out of the way so he can look at his shoulder.
You take your sort of jacket off and you look. You see your shoulder is blackening fast and quick. Where her finger touched you, there is an incredibly like large hole, almost like you've been stabbed. And all around it is sort of like a black rot that is spreading from that point. And you, as you're kind of like looking back, you feel like a weight on the air around you. And Chobani hops off the counter. I asked you, did it hurt?
Stumbles back.
What's going on? What are you talking about?
You see, she's a lot taller. A lot taller now. At this point in your life, she was probably a little taller than you. But not by this much. And she only seems to be getting bigger.
Henry like backtracks and like stumbles a little bit and falls on his ass and just like stares in horror.
You see, her horns are no longer the small, somewhat petite goat horns that she's always had. They've become twisted, outgrown, gnarled. You see her eyes deepen and become red. You see her whole body sort of begins to slowly change shape. That familiar... The familiar flesh of your friend Chobani still present, but it's clearly not her. It's uncanny, the look she has. It's clearly not her, but you can't help but register it as her. But she's monstrous. And you hear her speak again. Does it hurt?
You're not Chobani. Who are you?
Yes, it hurts, doesn't it?
Still gripping his shoulder.
You and I, Kozul, Reality brought us together. You see the creature tears at its clothes, and you see a massive hole, a radiant energy that has carved itself through its body. The same wounds that slew the creature that you and your friends had fought days ago.
Henry starts to hyperventilate.
It hurt so very much.
You're dead. We killed you.
Indeed, I died. But is it not in the nature of life to devour the deceased? Demons like me, we consume for power. We are hunters.
What do you want?
You are weak. But it is by choice. Gaze upon my wounds. Has it not dawned on you that you and your friends did this to me?
You had to be stopped. You were killing people.
So you say. But what will you do when it is not a monster? What will you do when it's someone like me? And you see the face of Chobani returns. What if it's someone nice? Someone who seems harmless? You might
Henry's
know
like
them.
crying a little bit.
Nice people wouldn't do what you did.
But you don't know that, Henry. What if some people it's in their nature to hurt?
I don't believe you. I don't believe that's true.
You don't have to believe me, silly. You don't have to believe anything. Because reality doesn't care what you believe in. Your faith, your opinions, your sense of self, none of that truly matters. In the wake of pure, unadulterated power. And the monster returns. You are weak, and you have been branded by your faith. But I was slain by you, and I will not die in vain.
Varnix was more powerful than you. That's why you died.
No, I died because you chose to end my life.
Just as you chose to end the lives of so many others.
Yes, because that is what makes us powerful. Because in the end, our faith means nothing in the face of our power.
My power is my faith.
You say that now, but you'll come to know. You will not be prey for long. You will have to hunt to survive. And when you have to hunt, will you have the strength to do it? Make us both proud Henry Arvid, or let everyone around you die. And you feel the weight of this space begin to crumble around you as the skin from this creature peels from its body. The stone around you shakes and falls away. And for one moment, your monastery descends into darkness as the light of the moon does not touch you. You fall.
We praying to God anyway, just like, Farnix, please. Farnix, please, bro, come on.
As you fall into a never-ending sea of doubt. You wake up,
Crying.
still in the wagon.
Fucking sweating, crying, like heart like beating, like fucking curls up in the fetal position in bed.
No.
Henry
the
would
morning.
eventually, he would get up. Is it night? Yeah, is it night or morning?
It's still night.
Henry would get up and he would walk out of the wagon and he would see if he could see the moon.
You can. The sounds of
think
the
that-
city kind of all around you. The moon still is clear.
He would probably try and climb up on like a barrel of the wagon or some like place where he could get a good view and just kind of like sit on the roof, like curled up a little bit. And he would just kind of stare at the moon for just a little bit. Could he infer about what time it is at night? Like the middle of the night, like 5 a.m., like what are we talking?
It's probably around 4 a.m.-ish.
Would this catch the attention of Brody? Because he usually is sleeping like outside, like on the coach seat.
I'd imagine, I don't know, Henry, make a stealth check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I'm assuming you're trying to not wake up your friends, but also you
Yeah, I'm trying to not wake him up.
you know, you're trying to evade the eyes of sleeping people.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be quiet. I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily trying to hide.
You don't hear him, but you do eventually see him. You see him, like, climb up onto a wagon, and then, honestly, Henry, because you guys are parked kind of behind a tavern that you're renting this parking spot from, basically, you could probably actually, like, climb onto the roof.
Yeah, he would do that.
Yeah, you see Henry climbs onto the roof of the tavern for some reason in the middle of the night. It's kind of weird.
Brody would slowly get up, not try to spook Henry, because this is very much of what he would do.
Yeah.
Everything all right, Henry.
Henry still has a stroke when he sees Brody.
Yeah, Brody's head is like peeking over the edge of the building, and he's looking up. His red eyes glare at you from the dark.
And he like falls over backwards. Oh, Brody. Oh, you scared me.
Apologies.
Yeah, I'm I'm fine. I just couldn't sleep.
Brody's doing an insight check on that. No one just goes on a roof for no reason.
Sure.
Damn it, Brody!
Henry's kind of always anxious. Tell you what. Roll it again with advantage.
Alright.
He's just that easy to read.
It's
Just a normal flat roll, or
yeah,
toggle
just another one, just another one.
Alright. There we go.
Nice.
I would give you advantage because you're a robot. You don't really know feelings too well. But you're not unfamiliar with dreams. You're not unfamiliar with waking up or powering on with a new... with some... being upset. You're not unfamiliar with that sensation. And clearly you're Henry here. It seems like he's recently woken up and he's not doing good.
Would you like to discuss what you experienced?
No, not really.
Would you prefer just company?
Actually, I kind of want to just not think about anything right now. I was actually thinking of maybe going back to the House of Quiet Hours to see if they have any work for me to do. I'm definitely not going back to sleep.
What troubles you? It's not uncommon for one to get an anxious feelings about waking up at this hour of the night and feeling like they need to do something is not normal.
Henry thinks for a minute. He looks at Brody kind of appraisingly, and he says,
Brody, do you believe in inherent nature? Like that some people are just born a certain way, and that no matter what they do, they're just destined to be that way.
He'll ponder the question. And depends. People like us, thinking humanoids, potentially, go beyond the nature. We be who we want to choose to be.
But we always have a choice, is that right? Like, you're not like destined to, for example, be evil, right?
No.
Henry
Generally,
kind of
evil
relaxes.
is not born, it's made.
Henry nods.
That's what I thought too. I guess, I don't know. That fight with the demon, I thought I was over it, but I guess not.
It would say very dramatic experience for a novice of combat, where it's not uncommon for this to arise.
It is dead, though, right? Like, demons don't come back, right?
Depends on how it was summoned and made. Some might just return, but if it requires effort, and if it's potent enough, it requires a lot more effort. A child cannot bring this demon back if it was not returned.
You don't think that we'll... I don't think we'll run into that. If it's still, like, out there somewhere, in some form. You don't think we'll run into that goat again, do you?
Not that one. Very unlikely.
Just another one. Cool.
Not all of them are the same. Some have different purposes.
Right.
Some, surprisingly, could be nice, but most are not. And some are content to be by themselves. But with what we did what we needed to do.
I know. We saved a lot of lives killing that goat demon. But what if... I mean, it was a demon. I don't exactly have a soft spot for demons. But, what if next time it's not a demon? What if next time it's a person?
Do you want my honest opinion, or do you want to hear the comforting answer?
You know, I always want to hear the honest opinion, Brody.
For you, leave. Let us, the monsters, do the monster work.
Henry kind of leans back.
But if I let you, do that, that's sort of... I'm still complicit. That doesn't let me off the hook. If you commit atrocities and I know you're gonna do it, and I'm not saying this would be an atrocity, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot, and I mean, the goat, at least in my opinion, pretty cut and dry. I mean, it was evil, but not everything is just always gonna be that way. I don't know.
The world's not black and white. We just make it as much as we can.
I know. I'm worried about nothing. I mean, it might never come up again. I mean, what are the odds we get into another, big combat like that again? Don't tell me the odds.
Okay.
Tell me the odds.
If we are not actively searching, it is less than 1%.
And he relaxes. Oh, okay. I can live with those odds.
If we're intentionally looking for it, we're probably up to 30.
Still pretty good. I like those odds. Definitely don't want to go looking for it though.
They're not as common as bandits, thieves, kingpins, corrupt governments.
Well, at least with all those things, I don't think we necessarily have to resort to killing them. Like, remember when we got those cars back for Leto? We didn't have to kill those bandits, and we didn't.
Correct. They're polite, so we should return politeness back.
Even if they were rude, I'd like to think we didn't have to kill them for it.
The only time violence is warranted is when it's required.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not like a pacifist or anything. I think that sometimes, to stop more harm, you have to do a little bit of harm. It's kind of like sometimes when someone's sick, you have to do a little bit of bloodletting. You have to hurt them a little bit so that they get better in the long run. But I still, obviously, killing is pretty extreme. Sorry to unload all of this on you. I know these are very, philosophical questions, I guess. I've just never really thought about it before.
If you want a comforting fact, I was designed as well for comfort. Just
Henry squints at Brody really hard. Yeah?
To where the person that made me, I was meant to help comfort them as well, outside of being a scrap.
Well, you've definitely been comforting tonight, Brody. Thank you for talking to me.
Of course. Would you still like to be by yourself, or would you like company? Even if it's just silent.
I don't know. I might still head to the House of Quiet Hours, but I think our conversation helped me a lot.
If you would like, I can assist bringing you to the house so you're not by yourself. It is very unsafe at these hours to be
Henry
by
kind
yourself.
of looks around.
If you don't mind walking me, that might be kind of nice.
Of course. And Brody will offer a hand to help Henry down when he's ready.
Yeah, I guess when they hop off the roof and they start walking down the street, Henry would be like,
you mentioned the person that made you. What were they like? I'm sorry if that's too personal. You don't have to answer.
No, it's okay. They're very blunt, straightforward. She was very nice. Her name is Bridget.
That's a nice name, Bridget.
Indeed. To where
I guess I see where you get your personality from.
I was made supposedly of her, but I don't know if I am her. I have her.
I don't know how you guys are made.
It's a process that I'm not familiar with either. I know how to build myself, but not to give life.
That's tricky.
Especially when you don't know a lost art. It is presumed gone, despite the fact there were 2 survivors with that knowledge.
Well, maybe one day we can figure it out again. I mean, you're definitely alive.
I might be just a special case. because none of the others were alive.
Henry just kind of shrugs. Well, I mean, I guess there are exceptions to every rule. Life finds a way, or whatever.
I just hope that the world doesn't know the true horrors that I've seen.
Henry sweats a little bit and like looks at Brody. Yeah, you seem like you've been through a lot.
There are things that many do not want to know. But I still have the knowledge.
Well, I'm sorry you're burdened with that, Brody. I wish I could relate more. Or maybe I don't.
I would advise you don't be able to relieve the information. It is very volatile and does not discriminate.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us now. Hopefully this isn't, nearly as traumatic as your last life.
Currently, it's not traumatic. But
That's
if I
good.
keep learning emotions, potentially, it might.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of a conundrum. A double-edged sword, I guess emotions are.
Indeed. Especially when one of the first emotions you learn is sorrow. Finding out all are gone. Even your
Well-
maker.
Kind of a two-sided coin. You learn sorrow, but to have that, you kind of have to know what love is too, right?
Probably. But I do not know how I learn emotion. It just happens.
Well, that's just kind of how emotions are. You don't really think about them. Sometimes they just pop up.
The one I do look forward to is happiness. I've heard it is a good one to have.
Henry feels so bad. We're gonna get you to experience that. We'll help you learn.
I will be very appreciative.
Yeah, we'll figure out some stuff that will make you happy. I mean, you liked helping the blacksmith, right?
Yes. It was a good challenge to make a new device to where I find comfort in making.
Well, maybe we can find something for you along that vein to give you a sense of purpose, and then maybe happiness comes after.
Well, I do have a set of purposes. It's just that it is currently unattainable,
Well,
both money and material wise.
well, the cool thing about purposes is you can have more than one, and you can always get a new one.
Potentially, but these are etched protocols.
Henry kind of smiles at Brody. I thought you said that no one was born a certain way, and that we had free will.
I'm not a someone. I'm a Warforge.
I don't know, Brody. You seem like someone to me.
Well, if you want to keep presuming that, by all means.
Whatever protocols you think you have, I believe in your free will, Brody. I think you'll make whatever choice you want to.
Brody,
Yes.
continue what you were gonna say.
I lost.
I am sorry, I interrupted you.
It's all good.
Make a wisdom check.
God damn! Can I give him some fucking... Can I help him with this in any way? Can I give him a life check? Stay hard, Brody.
I don't know.
Your people, Brody. Look at me in the eyes.
I will say this. I will
bonded
say
over
this.
course
I will
of the
say
night.
this. I will say this. I planned on giving both of you a point of inspiration each for your RP. You can use that to re-roll this if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Okay, you can go ahead and do that if you really want to.
Is the inspiration a die, or is it just re-rolled?
It's just a re-roll.
Okay. Better.
Better.
12.
Okay, above average.
That's that's good.
Brody, in your heads-up display, it doesn't really get expounded upon narratively, but obviously Brody does like see things in his vision. You see the line of text that, like, I'm assuming is like a sci-fi movie where like it identifies things and it writes in your vision and whatnot. I'm assuming, is that how you've envisioned it? Yeah. And obviously your protocols are one such thing that always come up in your line of vision. This time, there is sort of a spark in your vision, a gold spark. And you see the words protocol. Hang on, I have to pull something up really quick. Make sure I'm not incorrect about something. There's 404 protocols, right? Or is there 500?
I think it's 5.
Yeah, you have 500 protocols. You notice there is a gold line. And it appears. It says protocol. Well, in your vision, a number of protocols run through your vision. It's almost like it cycles ever so slightly.
Mhm.
And you see protocol 500, and then beneath it, there's a gold spark and a line of gold text. And it simply says protocol 501. And it's empty. What do you want to put in it?
Toaster. Toast protocol.
No. I can't call it toaster. You ding.
Protocol breakfast.
He'll list it as 501.
Mhm.
The chief friends through a means that means something. To give a feeling.
That protocol is added to your expansive list of protocols. And it's sort of just an internal tick in your head. And I'm assuming you guys go to the House of Quiet Hours?
Yes.
Yeah, Henry would get there and he'd kind of bid goodbye to Brody. Thank you for talking with me. I actually feel a lot better.
I'm glad I was able to make your night better.
Sorry for making you walk all the way down here with me.
I do not mind it. For the safety and numbers.
Well, you'll be safe getting back, though I don't think anyone would be stupid enough to mess with you.
Brody would give a little chuckle as he snaps his fingers and does disguise self to make him look like some destitute person that they don't want to rob.
Ah, that's cool.
Be safe and have fun.
You too, Brody. Thank you.
And he'll turn around and leave.
Henry, you... Yeah, what do you do?
He would just probably go in and be like, hey gamers, back pretty early. I know that I just said goodbye.
Yeah, you could pick up. You would notice some of the attendants are letting Vivian sleep. She is sleeping as she has been working like 16 hours and they've let her sleep for a
He
bit.
would not wake her, and he would just kind of do whatever random bullshit they wanted him to do.
Yeah, you
Probably
can
really sleepy, but he's like, well, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
to bed.
you can help people throughout the morning and into the day. And as the day ends, I think we're gonna call the session there. I think that's a good ending point. Unless people want to protest.
No.
I'm protesting.
I will take it to a vote. Out of the 4 of you right now, do people want to end the session or no? We don't have to.
I don't think
I'm
there's much.
indifferent. I'm fine either way.
I would want to go a little longer, but if it's like split, then I'm fine ending it.
I'd probably go for ending it because we don't want to go too far because the next day is going to require probably have Jack involved
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, sure.
because we do have the Archmage planned and it'd be kind of rude if we go without
Then
Jack.
Right.
Then I suppose we will end it there. A little short session.
Yay.
Woo! Friendship unlocked.
Hell yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
little scene about self-awareness and friendship.
Yeah, that's a cool scene for
Yeah.
Brandon.
I hope that RP wasn't too cringe.
No,
We'll,
it was,
we'll talk about that after we end.
it,
the
it,
stream.
it was
We'll-
good.
we'll
you
talk.
both did a great job.
Oh, look at that! He's out of Twitch jail.
yeah. Don't post links. Twitch will beat you up. But hope everyone enjoyed the session. Gonna end the stream. Goodbye,
Thanks.
everybody.
See ya.
See you next week.